so glad I realized that I can leave it behind you guys during this part. Keep it quiet.
Yeah, I think Zoom you can just do it. I don't know.
I'm listening to Black Sabbath right now.
Hopefully not 13.
Masters of Reality is 50 years old as of 2 days ago. Yeah.
That's wild.
Horror facts for listeners and for fellow hosts. M. Night Shyamalan, speaking of which, helped write the screenplay for classic films such as Stuart Little.
Is that why that movie was weird?
I am holding the the IMDb page in my hand.
Oh. Children of the Grave.
Oh, a time machine.
I got that wrong. But nothing beats this.
This kind of goes well with this episode. Everything is insignificant.
It's gonna be May.
Where is it? Oh, where is it?
Oh, Ben. Don't forget to let me tell you about what you do with Catherine's wedding. I need your help with.
Don't say that out loud.
Part of, I'm not going to say their name.
Okay. Just gonna put in here. Still.
Too much metal for one hand, motherfucker.
Hello. Oh, see, Nickerson? No, I can't. Oh my God, what? Why? Why do words escape me?
Yeah, same.
No, I mean writing one.
Yeah, I'm sort of eating one.
Don't mind me as I eat a Nutter Butter right before we start. Damn it!
This is an awkward
Thursday.
intro.
It's Thirsty Thursday, motherfucker.
Good thing I just fucked that
That's
part
right.
up myself, so we're fine.
Yeah, we started
Thursday
before
Thursdays,
the show,
motherfuckers.
so.
It's
No one's gotta
Thursday
know.
Thursdays, motherfuckers. Hey, welcome to Bonded by Horror. This is the show where we talk about horror. And
What?
I'm Eddie Vegas.
Joe, that's
Joe, we
I
lost
am-
Joe already.
your cue, buddy.
Broke. I am broken, JC Walsh.
Do you need
We're
some
both
money or?
No,
broke?
no.
I'm
I mean, I
No.
got some Gorilla Glue if you want.
Put them back together. I got some tape because you're ripped, bro. Ugh.
So you ripped Scroogey
Sure.
Boy? Is that what you?
No,
Yeah.
today we're Yield Scroogey Boy. It was either between that or it was Yield Scrooge or Scrooge O'Hallahan, because they did some bullshit Irish accent. So
Oh,
is
we're
that
gonna
what-
get
oh.
we're gonna get into some accents in a little while. That's
Man.
goddamn sure.
Oh,
If
is
I-
that just?
if I already laid
Our
the
accents?
gauntlet down, that I'll just fly straight out of the gate with this one because we're talking about.
Well, wait, you have,
Oh,
we haven't even introed what we're talking about tonight. I mean, I'm sure
Whoa,
some people know, but
whoa! Yield, buddy, yield. All right,
I can't.
parlay.
if you didn't know what we're here to talk about on episode 13, technically, of the Bonded by Horror show, we are here to discuss the recently released Fear Street Part 3, 1666.
13-666. I'm gonna do it right now. All
Bad
right,
boner.
Told you I would.
Yep, exactly. Joe's all about it.
All about it.
So we are on Fear Street 3, part 3, 1666,
Yeah, bro.
and this is the culmination of the 3-part saga or series or movies or whatever you want to talk about that's been released the past 3 weeks in July, and it's out. And everybody can see it on Netflix. There's no, we're not going to get into spoilers in the show. We are going to do one more episode to do a recap of the entire series after
That's
this.
right.
So, if you're looking for spoiler, really deep dives, what we really feel about the entire thing, like really feel the uncandid, really gonna be fun. Definitely need to be another fucking thirsty evening because it's gonna be a good one. We are gonna be doing that sometime soon, probably in the next couple days or by the next week, either way. And then after that, we're gonna get back to a regularly scheduled program with like movie reviews and stuff. And I'm hoping, I honestly think at the end of this we'll talk about it, but I think we really do need to knock out and plan to have whatever one after this this recap show next, which will be 14. I think 15 really should be when we start bringing in guests. So whether it's Steve with the Prowler, whether it's Nate with Scream, or if it's anybody else that wants to do this, if we have anybody else that we're interested in, those are the 2 top runners so far. But my buddy Matt, I've been meaning to reach out to him to see if he'll do an episode with us. We'll talk about something soon. We're gonna figure it out between the 3 of us, and we'll start spitting those back out. But that's for later. You know who we all are, and you know why we're here now, so that's great. And so far, it's been. I don't know how to explain it. Out of the 2 that we've reviewed so far, this might be the most diverse set of.
I was about to say this one's gonna be the most polarizing.
Yeah, polarizing.
This is definitely gonna be the most polarizing.
I don't know. Well, nobody knows yet, right? Because we had to talk about this before we start recording. This is live reaction.
Full disclosure, we do not even fucking speak of the movie while we're watching it. When we watch it, nothing.
We all watch it on our separate times. These things I've chosen to not take crazy notes like I would normally do during like a normal dissection of a movie. I'm going to rewatch all 3 parts. That's why it's going to take a couple extra days to get the next one out, because I have to rewatch all 3 parts and take like the notes I would normally take. And I am gonna fucking take some notes. I'm hoping some of this gets a little bit of redemption from me, because I'll tell you this much: out of everybody that I know that's actually watched this thing so far, all 3 of them, I'm on an island all alone, like very much so. When it comes to that the first part, I'm the only one that doesn't like it.
Yeah, because
doesn't think highly of it.
It's weird because if you look on stuff like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb, Metacritic, anything like that, all 3 movies pretty much go like 9 or 8 out of 10, so like all across the board, which I thought was really weird because I didn't dislike the movie as much as Ed did in some regards, but I thought, like, I don't know, I just didn't see 9s. I don't see 9 out of 10s in any of these. Honestly, I don't.
I've even gone out of my way to try to search out reviews from people that I respect, and there's still a lot now that all 3 are done. I think a lot of people are waiting to review the series as a whole instead of individual movies. And I think we're gonna get a couple more. There's a couple of people that I follow that I really respect, and I really do appreciate their opinion, like Chris Stuckman or Jeremy Johns or some of the people from the Schmoes. Like, I like those guys. They don't really quite do movie reviews like they used to. Now they're more of a show. But I love Hack the Movies. I love those guys. They're great. I just found a newer guy that really broke this series down really well. And I'm going to give him a shout out at the end. I'm going to look him up because I learned a lot of things from him, and it's interesting. I've never heard of the dude before this, but he does a lot of movie stuff like we do. And I do like his opinion on this series so far, and I'll be following him like here and out because I am interested in a lot of what he has to say about like horror movies in general. But I think, I'll be honest, I think my expectation going into this, I didn't know anything about any of this at all. I knew nothing about this. I've never even heard of this book series. It was hyped up to me as soon as Joe brought it up. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, like horror movie T-shirt companies that me and Ben both buy shirts from started hyping it up, and like all these other people that I respect in the horror world were like talking about how great the 1994 one is, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But I think my problem is I was expecting way more than what I got, and I personally didn't care for what I was handed, or the card I was dealt.
This is
I thought
my
the second one redeemed itself.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of on a lonely island there. Like the boys from the Three Dudes podcast.
Lonely Island.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. The boys that have actually watched that so far love the first one, hated the second one. I'm
Wow.
the polar opposite.
Yeah, I'm
the polar opposite.
That's really cool. I like hearing that.
I like the
really
second
cool.
one way more.
So we'll probably do a breakdown of this once at least. I don't think Ray's gonna watch the whole thing. I'm gonna try to talk him into it. But Steve has watched 2 out of the 3 parts. And then Gary, who jumps in once in a while, has watched all 3 of it. And now, I mean, I'm on. Ben's also a frequent guest, and so is Joe. So like that's why we have this show. So out of like the 5 dudes that I talk about movies with, I'm literally the opposite of what everybody else thinks, and that's normally not the case. Normally, like I can't say that because with like the other show, I'm the only one who loves Mandy. I'm the only one who like loves The Witch. I'm the only one who loves fucking a lot of movies, and it's you guys have more of that appreciation, like I have, like the A24 stuff, where it's not quite that way everywhere else.
It's weird, stylistic. That's filmmaking right there, dog.
It's too artsy. It's too artsy for them, and I get that. And you got the people who love the artsy are too stuck up. Also, for this type of shit.
I'm not. I'm not a complete.
There's always that battle. It's always been.
I'm not a complete art.
More so now.
I honestly I can't even watch like Mother, like with what's her face, the fucking
Jennifer Lawrence.
I've tried getting into it. It's too fucking.
It's fine. I don't know why people praise it, dude. I thought it was okay.
No, that the dude who Aronofsky, whatever, Darren Aronofsky, who made that movie, like that's just him fucking flexing his muscles. That's not. I mean, that movie's not good. It's just him being like, "Fuck you. You don't want to. You want to try to tell me what I can do."
And I do like the fuck yous because like Rob Zombie is like that. So or is like that.
Yeah,
so
that's a little different.
He's falling off a lot to me, like because I think. Like if you look at, I still think The Devil's Rejects in the first Halloween were the 2 best things he's done so far.
Best.
In my opinion, Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, he's definitely gone down in movies because like Lords of Salem, I thought was fucking trash.
See, I thought it was really good because it was different. I think he got too much shit for being too different.
No, but
I wish the last 10 minutes were better, but.
See, I think of it.
The artsy surrealism of the old school satanic type of in witch movies. He took that style that we're talking about with the A24s. That was Rob Zombie's A24.
All right, explain Halloween 2 then.
Oh, dude,
I don't hate that. A lot of people hate it.
Halloween 2. Huge
yeah,
fan.
I don't hate it.
That movie
a lot of people hate it.
I don't like the unrated version. I love the theatrical version. It's better.
With fucking Michael Myers.
What the hell? What are you stabbing, Aaron?
Yeah,
that's why.
When Michael Myers is like about to stab Loomis and kills him.
I'm gonna reel this back in for all 3 of us.
Thank you, Ed, because normally I'm the one reeling it back in.
We're here to talk about Fear Street 1666, and
you gotta drag it out in some way. Pat it.
We are. There's gonna be a lot of. There's gonna be a lot of ways to fucking stretch this one out. Trust me.
You're at bastard.
I'll be honest. Early thoughts on this one before we even really dive into this one. Again, no spoilers or minor spoilers at the end. If we decide to talk about anything, we'll let you know way ahead of time. The fucking recap show, part 4 of this review thing. That'll be spoiler heavy, and it'll be similar to this.
It's gonna be fun.
An hour and a half.
Do something different after this, though.
It's gonna be cool. Yeah, I'm ready to fucking go
this
back.
This is my fault. This is all my fault.
This was great. I just wish.
No, it is. I'm being.
I wish we had figured out like a way to do like quick reviews on. I wish we're not that. This is still new. It's a very fresh thing still.
Yeah.
And we haven't gotten into like doing like quick like YouTube reviews or anything yet. Like, and that's where like something like this really deserves to be. I don't know if all 3 parts needed in each individual hour, and then give like a big hour like on top of that. It definitely needs that much screen time, but I get it at the same time.
Well, you got to try that. My thing is you got to try different shit. So.
Right, and this is the first one of these that we've had come up since we've done this. Like, it's the first Netflix thing. Like,
yep.
So we're still trying things out. I still think these past 2 episodes have been fun. I thought the last one went as still drunk as I might have been. Don't let anybody know. I was running on about 3.5 hours sleep, and I took a nap afterwards, and I still got up and had my whole day. So there you go. And I still pounded down a whole 12-pack of fucking Twisted Teas after this, just because it was summertime and I felt like it. Because that's what I can, Joe. That's what I can do. I'm not. Listen, I'm not proud of what I can do. But I mean, that's what I do.
Hey, we're not all proud of doing things.
I recorded that super early.
I'm part of the 3 Dudes in Cold Brews podcast. I don't know if you've heard of that or not.
Speaking of the fact we got a devil theme going on there, you got some pentagrams.
So he drinks enough for 3 dudes with his cold brews
and a hops. Look,
because we're 3 dudes with cold brews. Hence cold brews.
It's all about
Yeah,
the
man.
devil and beer, man.
I don't know if you've heard of it or not. It's a podcast I'm a part of.
This is
All
brought to
right,
you by
anyways.
Coca-Cola.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
So bring it back, reel it back in.
Lame.
All right.
Coca-Cola.
Nutter butter.
So, yuck. All right. So, the first
God,
thing I'm going to mention
heartburn
about this
central.
movie is
It's true.
I was honey dipped. I thought this whole movie was going to be about one time frame. It was not. I'm not
About-
surprised. I
about
knew.
what?
Well, technically, this movie was two movies.
Yeah, I expected that. Go ahead, but
Well, I expected it to wrap up in a different way. I
Mhm.
thought it was going to be like an hour and a half of one thing, and then maybe like 20 minutes to a half hour.
They fucking
of,
lie.
like,
they straight up lie.
modern times.
God
Because
damn
they
it.
have
you
to,
know what's
because it was-
funny?
They
I
threaded
thought
them all
the same
together.
thing, but then I was like, I hope they do more than 20 minutes. But you know,
I don't think it needed it at all. And
I'm gonna say it right in front. I think it needed at least 10, 15 more minutes because there's so much. Because
ew,
all right, I'll say this. I'll say this real
stinky.
quick. This is where I'm gonna agree with you. What was the problem with part one? You know, I love part one.
Yeah.
I loved. We'll get into it a little more, but I love how they jumped into it because this is what I was hoping for. I want to see a little more of like how they're gonna beat. I don't want them to wrap up the final battle with the curse,
Mhm.
and within 20 minutes. That'll be too short for like we don't need to be an hour and a half in Witch Country. I think what was it, an hour was perfect. It was almost like watching Rob Zombie's
I
remake
don't
of
think
Halloween.
I don't think
And,
either
like-
one of the first two movies needed to be almost 2 hours long. I think it both could
So-
have been an hour and 10.
so
Like,
Thank
This
you.
is where the problem. I want to disagree with both of you. The problem with this though, why I think it'd be more because it went extremely the fast pace that was the first one, and it's almost you went to two different filming styles, which it's expected. You go to that like very medieval-ish dark times, and then now you go to this with the 90s lights and all that crap, and it's going like really quick. But I'm like, and this is why I want to watch a second time. There's only one any chance to watch a second time. I wish there was a little more because there's so much great stuff in Revelations and great character interactions. I wish there was like a little bit more of that and slow it down so it wasn't as fast paced as the first one because it almost like repeated what the first one did. Even though we're in '94, we didn't have to do that. We could have like spread it out and kept because it's just like bing, 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 bing. It was like like it didn't destroy it for me, but it didn't work as well as it did with the first movie and how they did it.
I think I'm spoiled with The Witch.
And you know what, Ben? I knew he was gonna say that. We were making jokes last week. Oh, this is not The Witch. And he's going.
It's true.
I think I'm spoiled with The Witch.
You can't say
honestly,
this thing. The Witch is
And
like.
the amount of people that I still talk to, I talked to somebody Saturday night, a friend of ours, Lucy, if she's watching, hates The Witch, and she's like, "What do you like about that?" And I'm like, and I was
The
just going
fantastic
on and
movie.
off.
I would.
I thought it was brilliant.
let's
I
just
really,
say it like
and
this.
I love literally everything about that movie. I love
The Witch is-
score. I love
yeah,
the way the
that-
performances are done. I love the way that movie's shot. It's slow,
Movie's
fucking
amazing.
long, drawn out takes. You get to take in and feel the fucking
There
the
it is.
atmosphere. of
Long
the-
out takes. That's what.
here's what this movie didn't do.
I'd rather watch The
It didn't
Village.
let you fucking breathe. It didn't like the part of the movie that should have been slowed and like each part of this series should have been slower and slower. So anybody that doesn't like the second part because it was slower than the first one, you don't understand movies. You're a dummy. I'm just gonna throw
Okay.
it out there.
Let me
You're
say
done.
that I almost didn't
So-
like it because my brain went from the fast-paced '94s into this.
That's
I'm
why
also
I don't
raised
like the
on
first
this-
one because it's too fast paced. It's
Yeah.
too much. They're
But-
trying to cram so many things and so many bright colors.
Right, but see that's like
It's
that
fucking
worked.
crazy.
That worked for me. That worked for
Yeah,
me.
but
It
come
must
on,
work for
man.
a lot
That's,
of people. A
that's
lot
the
of people, but-
'90s.
It shows you how many people have ADD. Because that's the
True.
people that fucking love that.
Yeah,
movie.
90% of us.
And I'm
Three
I'm
of
one
them
of those
right
people.
here.
I'm one of those people that haven't.
Ooh,
Yet
butterfly.
I love yeah. Oh,
There
ball
we
of
go.
yarn.
Oh,
No, I love.
Ooh, my
Yet,
cat.
yet I'm a
Let's
sucker
talk
for.
about 5 other different movies before we get back to the comic.
I'm sucker.
Rob
I'm a
Zombie,
sucker for
though.
things I'm a sucker for things like Bambi that give me long drawn out takes. That's what
Bambi?
Excuse me. So, all right. So I'm
Speaking
getting
of
at with it
ADD,
is yeah. Let me
Bambi.
reel that one back in. So I don't even know how to say it. All right. Fuck it. Let's just go. Let's just go for it.
Let's go. We've been going. Let's go.
Let's go for it. I'm gonna take them gloves off real quick. Here's the deal. I actually, ready for this one, like this one better than the first movie still. But it's not better than the second one. Out of the three so far,
Oh, that's
the
really
second one's
impressive.
still my favorite one. Still my favorite one. by a lot. Like, and I only scored that one like a 7.5 or something,
Yeah.
which isn't that high. But I like that one the most, hands down, like by a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one, there were parts of it that I liked, and then there were parts of this that drove me goddamn insane.
Is it a mouth by any chance?
Not as much as what you think. Yeah, by the mouth meaning none of these people should have been fucking. They should have gotten a whole nother cast to play everybody that was in this time frame.
Yeah, and
Because
actually,
none of these people, not one of these people had a passable fucking accent.
oh,
Nor
dude,
should they
it was
have tried to.
bad.
See, the
They-
accents didn't bother me. They did not.
Ah,
bother
they were
me.
horrible.
No, they were so bad.
When they were
dude,
doing them, when they decided to do them, they were terrible.
Wait,
Like they would come in and out of like regular speech and fucking accents whenever they
Yeah,
felt
they
like
slipped
it.
up. They slipped up. But
Here's the problem with this. Here's the problem with this, just like all the other problems. And I'm gonna say it. I said it last episode. They rushed this production, and then when I dove a little bit into it, I did look into this. It turns out this was filmed over a shorter period of time. This was filmed as a 3-part series and was supposed to be bought, I think, by Fox or somebody backed this to be shot and made. And it was supposed to come out in 3 separate sections, like over the course of like 2 years. Not like Netflix buys it and puts it out in 3 weeks. This was supposed to originally be 3 like movies. Okay, that's not what happened. Right. Well, if
well,
they
we still
had
got 3
time,
movies.
yeah, but not like the way, not theatrically, and not separated, and not like if things aren't forced to be rushed, and you let things simmer, even if it's a continual story, it could be done right.
That was actually going to be one of my questions for you guys.
Right?
And
So like, look at Avengers, the last 2. It's 2 separate movies, 2 huge 2.5, 3-hour movies,
and 2 of the best movies ever made.
but they separate them
I would
in a way
still watch.
that you go.
CSA, I watch Fair Street more than those 2 movies. I'm sorry.
No, see, I'm a sucker for Marvel movies, but I know I'm a sucker
gotta
for
go.
that. I really am. No, I am. I'm a sucker for Marvel movies. I am, and I'll say that. Also,
I just wanted you to
he's
be
good.
back.
I'm also a sucker for
Just
like
wanna
a
get
lot of
him.
people. A lot of people talk shit about the Matrix movies. I get the flaws in the last 2, but I still enjoy them.
Me too.
I get where people have issues with the first 3. Nothing after the fucking 3rd one, but the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The first one's brilliant, almost
I
a
love all 3
perfect
of those.
movie. The second 2 were great. They're not perfect, but they're fucking great. And they were shot like this, like shot as one big thing and put out as one big thing. And
That's why the last
Talking
2
about
didn't
Pirates of
work.
the
Sweet
Caribbean.
alcohol, please
you
get
go.
rid of
Come
that
on,
hot
Ben.
take by Joe.
You're welcome.
So what I'm
Keep
getting at
it-
though
keep
is
it inspired up.
so they shouldn't have put the task or the burden on a fresh acting class of people that they hired for no money to be in the first one.
See, let me.
To force them to be in a fucking timepiece like this.
I
It's
want.
not right. And they should have just hired another cast for it.
Now,
They should, dude. The blips of Sarah Fear. Why wasn't that girl in this entire thing as Sarah Fear? There's no reason why they couldn't have done that. No
I mean,
reason.
there should have been more of her, but they wanted to show Dina inside to see everything, and then that's where you see, even though
It
they're
should
not.
have been the other way around. It should have been this movie about Sarah Fear and a whole new cast, and then blips of like Dina seeing herself through Sarah's eyes. Like when she looks at a mirror, it's really Dina looking at herself. Or
Just like
she
Hot Tub
feels
Time
you'll
Machine.
get it. Yeah, like you'll get a. I don't know about that, but you'll get a blip of like the present day. It's her like having like a flashback, and like that would have made perfect sense. And then when she wakes up at the end to go to the second half of this movie, which brings you back to fucking 1994, that would have been fine. Because she would have woke up out of her thing and been like, I psychically connected with their fear back then. I know the whole backstory. We got to do this to survive.
Right.
Dude, that girl is my least favorite part of the first part of this movie, the first series. And she had no business, and it's not her fault. She did a better job in this than she did in 1994. She did a way better
I figured
job.
you would say that. I had a feeling because it doesn't seem as forced. Is it the accent was a little tough, but it wasn't like
Her accent wasn't great, but she wasn't as forced. She wasn't trying to be like a tough girl. And I can't stand the fact you don't like doing it.
I still
Like,
think
she
that's
wasn't
your.
doing
I
that.
still think that's your old man brain.
No, maybe it is, but she wasn't forcing her
'Cause-
acting at all. Like
'cause I
she
still
wasn't
think-
like
Right, because the
Go
acting to me the acting didn't bother me in the first one. I can see the force a little bit, but I also think it's teenagers like being all like tough and shit.
yeah, but she's like older than me.
I could, okay, but they always done that. It's so different. It's so different. And
No,
here's
but-
the thing: remember your brother was like 13 he looked 25. So
No,
that's just silly.
I'm just saying.
Some
What, you
people
mean
say I
you
look
mean-
younger now than when I was. fucking
Now
18,
this is
so.
hold on. So this is the
You
question
mean-
I want to ask before we continue. Do you think your opinion possibly would have been changed if the movie was drawn out like a year? If it was the same movies, if they were released in like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, do you think your opinion would have changed at that?
Or me or Joe.
Either or, honestly, both, I guess.
So I think if they shot this movie, if the contract wasn't canceled when they like whoever funded this movie funded it to be like a shotgun like a shot in the arm for like youthful young adult movies. I think is Joe.
It's that like adrenaline rush of fucking here's constant horror bullshit.
Here's a new set of stars, but they're not the stars you've seen on Disney Channel or Stranger Things or everything else. Even though one of them was. This thing was shot like 3 years ago. Apparently, it was shot in like 2019 or 18. Like it was shot years ago, and it's just
wild.
it's been apparent something like that. And see, I did research on it. Like when I'm into something, even if I'm not the biggest fan of it, I'm still gonna like dive into it because I knew this thing felt forced to me. Like a lot of all three of the parts felt incredibly forced, and turns out it was forced. Like it was funded by a major company, and then the fucking rug got pulled out from under them for whatever reason. I don't know whether it's cuts or whatever they want to call it, but the movie was essentially shot, and then like they just had to sit on it. Like a movie funded it and went, we don't like the outcome. We didn't like what you did with it, but now we have a fucking 3-part movie that we spent $20 million on. So we're good. So when that happens, if you're not aware, whoever makes the movie can try to shop the rights to it. Well, hence here comes Netflix. And Netflix goes, let me see what you did. What do you have in the can? Changes a couple things around to make it more Netflixy, like really bright and really flashy and really colorful. And then like the way like they changed the marquees, or not the marquees, like the screens, what do you call that? Introduction screens, or like the 1666. Like they're the ones who like make it more Netflixy and make it more like fun and bright and for like.
Well, it also looks like an R.L. Stine book cover too.
Yeah.
But
it's also because it's Netflix, because that's what they do. Like if you look at a lot of what they produce, it's
a style. And again, it's like A24 has this style. It's Lionsgate has this style. It's all the same. It's all the same to some degree.
You know what this feels like to me? It feels like cheesy B movies that were done for Sci-Fi Channel.
See, and here's the thing. I'm gonna throw two different perspectives. This is why one I think is subjective. Like, yeah, you may have to do your research, and it is rushed or seems rushed or feels rushed, but I think that could rush be done on purpose? Could they do the best they can? Halloween was filmed within only 2 weeks. The first Halloween. Now that's a different setting.
But they were also able to shoot movies.
And that's a matter of 40 years of difference.
Again, subjective. Like
a lot of our movies were shotgun made like that. A lot of them, and they were way better than this.
I agree. Now, this is why I agree. Is a second perspective where I agree they could take a little more time. Where these are actually good actors, and I had no problem with the same cast in the whole witch thing. Even though I agree with you, there should have been more Sarah. I think the girls did fine with their accents. They could have done better. At first, I was like, "Ooh, that could have been a little better." And then they got better to me.
Accents.
It's an example with like talk about the acting and stuff.
Realistically, the accents are irrelevant. I mean, I'm nitpicking by that point, but realistically, that's at this point we're 3 into this. It really is. We're nitpicking. Here's the deal.
No, I got myself in the nose in my beer.
You're good. Here's a question I have for you.
Yeah.
Would you or would you not rather had seen a cast dedicated to this time frame like the second movie got?
I think I do.
If you're gonna fucking do it that way, all 3 need to be the same cast with just the
not entirely.
It doesn't make any sense. It breaks their own law. It breaks their own law.
Again, subjective. Like it doesn't bother me.
Not subjective.
It doesn't bother me. The only thing I agree with you, the only problem I had I agree with you is there should have been more Sarah. Dina was fine in there, and I got what they're trying to do to show perspective. Like, wow, this is how we learn history. We should see through the other eyes of people, and I like that. I go too deep sometimes. This is me. I like how they went deep with that. I like the fact, there's other times you saw Sarah, but there should have been more Sarah. There should have been, and I think the whole point of the same actors because of what she knows of the story. So it's almost like if you were to put
she's having a dream, and I get that.
Yeah, it's almost like that. If you have this dream, you're going to see somebody you know as this person. You're going to see somebody you know.
I get that.
I get that.
I get that.
So does it work all the time? No, it doesn't work for everybody. It worked for me.
But here's the deal. They do an entire recap. They do an entire movie, which is the second one, told from somebody's perspective, who turns out to be what's her name, Ziggy, right?
Ziggy.
Yep.
Turns out to be Ziggy, and it's an entirely new cast.
Yeah, because
Why
you don't want
couldn't-
part two. You don't be three to be the same thing as part two. You gotta make it a little different. You know.
Why couldn't he? Which makes my point even further. So you have
Mhm.
part one, which is almost what, an hour and 45 minutes or so, right around there. Part two,
Hour 48,
hour and 50 something.
52,
Part three is 3
almost
hours,
2
2.5,
almost 2 hours.
almost 2
Almost,
hours.
no,
right?
almost two. Almost
That was
two.
2
2.
hours. But realistically,
Excuse me.
1566 was an hour. So you're going to tell me
Yeah.
that lore-wise, production-wise, casting-wise, money-wise, any reason you want to throw at it, you're going to tell me it wouldn't have made more sense for an hour-long movie? Because realistically, they brought back the fucking original cast to do the second half of the movie anyways.
No,
which
you're
is
looking too
fine.
much at the cast. I still look at
No,
it with part
if
of the
they
story.
if they were here's the deal. If this movie would have
Here's the
been
deal. Here's the deal.
here's where I'm getting at. If this would
It's
have been
tropical
an hour and a
IPAs.
half, 2 hours is fine. If
Mhm.
an hour and a half would have been what you're saying with the same cast, dreamlike sequence, I'm looking at it through the eyes of blah blah
Mhm.
blah. Okay, fine. And then quickly shoot back to the fucking real time, finish the movie. That would have, for some reason in my brain, made more sense than
Right for
here's
you. Right.
45
right.
minutes,
Yeah,
and then here's an
I
hour.
wanted 15 more minutes of 1994 part two because there was so much in there you could stretch out. I don't think
I'm the
I
other
didn't
way.
want. I
I'm the
didn't
other
want.
way.
I
I
didn't
wanted
want.
an hour and a half. I wanted an
'cause
hour and a
at
half for
first, I was like,
1666 with its
'cause
own
I was
cast
sitting
and a
there,
half hour with the original.
right. I went in with no expectations. I said, all right, if they do an hour and a half of 1666, I'm like, I really don't want to see just a half hour of the final thing because I feel like it will take away the final conflict. I want to see the more final conflict. I liked with the stuff near the end where you got to see more of the other ghosts now. That's so I wanted to see. I didn't want to see them right at the end like part two.
Okay,
You get to see them a little more.
It's a Netflix movie. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it, right? I mean, Marvel's proven that you can do 3 hour movies and people will be into it if they're into the story. So why cut it short? Why not do an hour and a half with again an original cast for 1666? Then still be able to do a honey dip with the fucking.
Dude, actually, okay.
You
I
can
could
do a
do
whole
hour and a half.
hour with 1994.
I could do that. Yes, I
There's-
agree with that.
In
Yes.
my opinion,
I agree with that. I think
there's
it's a
no
good idea.
reason.
Not a good
at
idea, but
all.
good, different perspective.
There's no reason why there shouldn't have been a third cast.
Yeah,
for
but
a
when you say
third
there's no
movie.
reason, that's still through what you think than what the people think when they're creating. It's like somebody reading something I do. It's like,
No,
I
that's-
see no reason why the writer couldn't do this. It's
It's
the
the
same
budget
exact
cuts.
thing.
It's budget cuts.
Whatever,
It's
I mean,
writing
you know.
budget cuts.
Yeah.
No, but that's what
It
it
is
is.
what it
Like,
is,
which
you
sucks.
know.
And that's why I'm saying all of them
I
felt
mean,
rushed. All of them felt rushed because being like you hire an entire
I almost made fun of myself for saying it, but
you hire an entirely separate set of casts for two different movies, and then go, yeah, we got to make a third one. We're not actually going to make a third one. We're going to make like an hour of a third one.
I get it.
With the same cast that's already here, and like save a bunch of money, and then really half of this third one is really good. Picture like Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. If fucking half of the third movie, like if the third movie was literally cut in half and spent in 1980 whatever, you would have been like, dude, what the fuck? Like the whole movie was designed and like marketed as like, oh, they're in the Old West. And a lot of people hate that movie, but like
that story was starkly told differently. The style of this movie needed more in 1994 because of that
maybe they
final
did, but
conflict.
that doesn't mean they shouldn't have had a separate cast.
Right. I see what you're saying, but I still say, well, I am, you know me, I'm at that point that, you know, I am. I see what you're saying. You're probably right, but at the same time, what I see what they did still worked for me. You know?
Also, so we're clear, I'm playing major heavy devil's advocate.
Oh, I know. We're not, people,
Yeah.
this is not a serious debate. We're just like,
No, not even close.
Jesus Christ.
We're doing this because we can't love everything.
Oh, I keep hitting myself with beer.
Yeah, good job. I like it.
Good job, idiot.
I don't know where Ben stands. Ben, where do you stand on
Yeah,
any of
Ben,
this?
this time it was Joe and Ed banter. It wasn't
it wasn't me this time. I did it.
That was a good, because it wasn't a rant. It was a good, honest movie discussion.
Yeah.
About something we're passionate about.
I'm talking shit.
All right, so
no, absolutely not. I value what you're saying.
No, I mean I was kidding now.
So my issue with stuff like this is it's like I kind of agree with what Ed's saying, but I also kind of agree with what Joe's saying. My thing is like I can't complain about the actors and like some of them just obviously weren't cut out to do accent work. That's clearly fine, and be like, oh, have a new cast. But then I'm like, man, the Tommy kid did a really good job. He was like the best
Yeah.
part of the 1666.
I agree.
And so
he was.
like he fucking sold that whole thing for me. But like
What
Dina,
is he? I don't even know.
Tommy, it's Tommy from the second movie. His name is Mad Thomas, and
Yeah, but what is he in the new one?
He was
he's the
he
long
was
greasy
spreading the
kid.
religious- He was
Yeah.
spreading the religious.
Oh, that was the same kid with the
Yeah.
axe?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yep.
That was- he was
Exactly.
awesome.
Like that to me. So like I thought he fucking nailed it. Whereas Dina, I almost turned the movie off at the beginning. The first 10 minutes, I thought she was fucking trash. Like I was over it.
Wow, that's a little rough.
I
dude.
hated it. I'll just say it like this. I enjoyed one half of the movie, and that's I already made it clear which half I liked.
The second half.
Maybe.
I'm also a fan of the caboose. I'm only kidding. Not in this movie. I enjoyed. So
Oh, wait, what?
yeah, you want, the rear end is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
No, no.
Oh
sorry.
my god.
No. So here's the deal with that girl. I thought personally, out of everything that girl did, the best thing she did was the first half of this movie when she
Mhm.
was old witch time, when she was playing Sarah Fear. Still not great acting, but by far the best, like the most the best thing she did. But I still even had flaws with that. Like there were issues. I'm not going to get into because some of what I'm saying with that her actual like acting in this one was solidified by the guy I was talking about that reviewed them, and the way he was talking about it, because he loved the first one and then he tears this one apart like way worse than I did.
Mhm.
And I'm honestly not tearing this one apart. I just have my issues with it. Like my issues with this one are the way the story was told.
Mine
think
was strictly
where
like
they-
accent. I thought it was fucking awful.
Well, that was a big part of it, but I
So-
can get past that. I really can because again, I like schlocky, stupid things. So accents are like a afterthought for me.
Yeah, for
I
comedies.
did realize that that it wasn't good. No, but I thought that.
Yeah,
was
I
well
liked it
done,
in
and
fucking
I liked-
City Slickers, where that's the point.
I like well. Let's get into some of the. Well, see again, we can't go into too much spoilers. We're really just talking about
No.
the way we felt about the movies, right? So
Right.
Well,
Right,
how
like-
it was?
like,
How about this?
there
How
was
do we
a-
like the lore in the first half? Like when would you say the
Right.
preacher,
So if
that
you
shit.
fucking right, if you get rid of
the
if-
pacing actually?
let's overlook. So I'll be honest, there were things about this one that pissed me off because of the way they shot it. They shot it way
Mhm.
too fast. They did way too many quick cuts. They did a lot of like really close up, like when all the kids are going into the woods to do their like ceremony thing. What is it? Something about rises at moon night or something.
Yeah.
Like when they went to go do the fucking thing and they're shooting them all, like it's really close, and like really close up. Like stop being fucking stylized. Like stop stylizing 1666. Like let them fucking do their thing. Let them act. Like let them fucking show the fucking set piece that you built. Like show the fucking old huts and the buildings, and show the fact that it's a small village, and show the woods, and show that. Please show that. Like that's what we want to see. Like that's the whole point of seeing a
They
time
could have
piece.
went a little more atmospheric, a little more.
Yeah, there was no atmosphere to this movie.
Yeah.
It was this movie was as much of a fucking music video as the first one was, and it didn't need to.
Yeah,
be.
just
It
in
really
a
didn't
different
need to
way. Yeah, I
be.
agree.
It really, yeah. I mean, and honestly,
Mm.
like I actually prefer the way the first one was shot over some of the way this one was shot. Because
that's because the witch.
no, but at least
The
at least
Vivitch.
the 1994 one makes sense for the color scheme. I still
Yeah,
don't like it,
yeah.
but at least it makes sense.
Mm.
This one, like the really close-up shots of their faces when they're running through it, like
Telescopes.
like just a lot of poor choices were done, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Like this is a newer director, and I think she had a lot to take on. And
Did
I don't
she
think
do
it was
all
her
three?
fault. Yeah, from what
Yep.
I think I read. Yeah, I could be wrong. But I'm
Oh, she
pretty sure
did.
it's one person that did all three
You know
of
what?
them.
To be fair, if that's the case, I thought it was. I didn't look that hard into it. I just looked at it through the glass of. I'm
Well,
gonna look
one
at
of
it
us-
through movies. That's
Oh, she
kind of
did the Scream
impressive that she
series
did
too, by the way.
all. Oh.
The first
Ooh.
two, and I liked them.
Ooh.
I thought they were good, but you can see the style she goes for. They're fine. Whatever.
Oh,
Green
I-
series. What do you mean?
the-
You mean
they're-
the
MTV
MTV.
show?
The
The
MTV show.
She did
Yeah, see,
those
I
too.
don't.
I hate
That's
that
her,
show.
That's her style. That's her style.
I couldn't watch
couldn't get through it.
episode 1 because I didn't
Yep.
like the way it was shot.
And then
I
I
don't
like.
like that.
I don't think she did the third one. I like the third one a lot because it was
Yeah,
different.
it's Leigh Janiak.
Then
Yeah,
in
so
that
that
case,
would be-
honestly, that's I gotta give them a little bit more credit than what I want to because
She's only ever done one other thing. It's a movie called Honeymoon, apparently.
That was really good.
I've
That
never
was
seen it.
atmospheric. That was very good.
is it in the
I
same
didn't realize that was
genre
her.
like a horror
Oh,
movie?
it's a
or-
horror sci-fi. Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude. Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah. See it. Yeah. Maybe we could talk about that. Note that's really decent.
So yeah, she's only ever done episodes. So this is technically the second thing she's ever done. So like newer director,
for movies.
a lot of these flaws show it. In my opinion, you see it. But
Oh, it's a lot. Look, and I hawk over these. I love them. I love all three for what they are. But yeah, they're flawed. They're flawed. They are schlocky. I turned my brain off.
yeah, and now
It's well, I may be having a little banter with you on it, but I agree to some degree that the flaws you told about are there. They are. I
Right.
see them. So
I
I'm
wish,
not
Joe, your job in this though isn't, especially because this was like your harp, like your pick. It's not like if me and you were in a mock trial right now, right? If we were in high school in the mock trial and like I'm the fucking litigation, you're the defendant. Like that's your job is to defend what you're fucking what was going on.
yeah,
Oh,
nice
I'm still
big
gonna defend
words.
it.
Like that's literally
I'm
what
still
it is.
gonna
Like,
defend it.
you're
See,
welcome.
I
everybody.
like that. I like the like.
I'm not just all looks.
I like
Ed
the
just
little bit
told
of
me.
brain.
Ed just told me stop being nice.
No, but
Yeah, no.
I like that whirling optimism
do it.
because somebody needs it. Because if it was just Ed and I, we'd be like, this movie fucking sucks. These mouths are terrible. There's no cell phones in this shit. Russell Crowe's the fucking worst. Amazon makes the worst fucking movies.
Actually, Amazon makes great movies. Amazon does great. Netflix makes dog shit. But
Ed,
that's
those
and
are
they
all
didn't make
towards
it.
you, dude.
I
He
know.
wasn't really making fun
Oh,
of
I'm very
himself.
well. I'm very well.
Ben is
'Cause,
great.
Amazon
kiss him.
makes The Boys, and Amazon made
That's
the
not a movie.
Tomorrow War, which I enjoyed, and the Tomorrow War. I
Uh,
talked about it last episode. With Chris Pratt, very good.
I gave that like
Great sci-fi.
gave it like
Better
a
than this?
6.
Better than this.
Nope. You lost me.
Wow.
You lost me.
He's
You're
gonna
fucking
walk away
crazy.
again.
Lost
You're
me.
fucking I'm
You're-
the one who's gonna walk
you're
away.
out.
You're fucking crazy.
You're out. Yeah.
The Tomorrow War was great. If
Yeah.
you like Starship Troopers, you'll fucking die for this movie.
Ooh, that's a bold statement.
Oh, it's the statement.
Excuse
I
me.
liked
It's-
fucking
oh, it's the statement.
ripped J. Jonah Jameson though. He was so fucking dad ripped. He was
Yeah,
awesome in that
he
movie.
has been for a while, dickhead. When's the last time you fucking seen him?
in
He's been like that
in
for a
Far
while.
From Home, where you see him in a suit.
Well, he's been like that for a while.
Oh yeah, I
You're
can
welcome.
tell how ripped that guy is through his suit. Well, except
You haven't
with
seen any picture of him?
ex-
He was
no,
like that in that.
because
What's that
I
fucking
don't
movie
just
about
look
the,
at.
what's that movie about
Hold on,
where
what's,
he teaches,
what's J. Jonah Jameson doing? I need pictures of him.
he's in a lot of movies. What's that movie where he teaches the kid the drummer kid or whatever? And he like
That
smacks the
movie's like
fuck out of
10
him?
years old, you idiot.
It's like 3 years ago, dum dum.
Shit, no, it's not.
Drumline.
No, fucking
I
Whiplash or whatever.
Yeah.
The fact
That's like a
that all
decade
three-
old.
No,
we
it's
all
not
got
10 years
we
old.
all got some banter, and this is
Nope.
gonna go longer than we thought.
Nope.
Whiplash is not 10 years old. It's like 4 years old.
We need to do something different after the big episode.
Yeah, we didn't.
I was wrong. It was 7 years old. God damn it.
Not 10.
You wasn't
That's
fucking
it.
ripped in
It's
that
grit,
either.
it's teeth. Are you
Anyway.
are you clenching your jaw over there, Dina?
Right. And I'm
No, he didn't do an
saying,
underbite, Joe.
Yeah. Solomon is good is evil.
And Ed really likes
Telescopes.
things I don't like. And I
I
don't
don't give a
care
shout out
if you're on
to.
shady side. You're just you're.
I'll give a little shout out to while
love
I'm
my
drinking
girlfriend.
some Yards Brewery
Good job.
and oh wait, hang on, I should have said it. Local Artisan Foods making the French
Now my
Toast
jaw
Bites
hurts.
ale, delicious and sweet. That's why I gotta throw it out there. Good beer.
Fucking
So,
shout out. Is that a
that's it.
local brewery by any chance?
It's a
Let me
local
shout-
brewery and local business combined together
Do
make
that.
like awesome beer.
Mine's not local. I'm drinking loose cannon, Tropic Cannon, mango lime tonight. This
Mine's
pack is
a
amazing.
mine's a local no
You are loose cannon.
a local
Mhm.
no name brand.
What I am.
Budweiser.
Food Weezer.
Budweiser.
Food.
It's
Weezer.
Is that the
it's
is that the with the horse springs? in it?
yes, yeah, with Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch.
Food.
Busch. Anyway,
Yeah, this is a Thursday
Weiser.
drinking night.
this is off the
Okay.
fucking
This is a
rails today.
Thursday, right?
Holy
Wait.
shit.
What is that again? Food.
The results are in.
Weezer.
This is the most
Okay.
disliked
right.
episode of all
I'm
time.
gonna pull it back now. So we talk about accents. We talk
Why
about
are we losing people?
No. I don't fucking know.
peace. No,
I
I'm, just
think
kidding.
people
I'm,
are gonna
kidding.
love it.
I'm kidding. Don't leave. Come stay. Stay.
No, people love us.
People love us.
I
Ridiculous.
think we get more live views than we get anything else.
That well,
'Cause some people don't know modern technology and realize they need to hashtag things when they put them up.
yeah,
You
Joe.
go first. You go first. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Joe. You're the
Well,
fucking-
Joe's
you're
not the one who
worst.
posts things to the YouTube channel.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, I post other shit right now.
Now,
I'm doing.
I can't
terrible
say
with it.
much because your boys been slacking on the Instagram. That's my one job.
You know how
I
often
fucked up.
I watch YouTube videos? I watch Your Mom's House, and I watch Bad Friends, and then I watch like Angry Video Game Nerd, and then after that I'm like, all right, I'm good. I don't have to
True.
touch this anymore.
Here's the deal. All right, enough. So
What
back
were we
to
talking
reality
about?
and what
What was
you're
the
about.
topic
We're
of
talking
this
about
show?
ICP
Talking
lyrics
about-
right now.
Rob Zombie, I think.
No, we were
What with
back
this?
to the movie. So here's the deal. So I don't want to. I don't want to make this one sound like I have as many problems with this one as I did with the first one, because I don't. I really don't.
Yeah, talk about
I
the
do have
positives that you
issues.
do like. That's
Yeah, some
Well-
of the parts we do like real quick.
So some of the positives that I did like, I did enjoy Dina, whatever her name is. I thought her performance was far better in the first half of this movie than it was in the first movie. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah. Mhm.
her as Sarah Fear was better than her character as Dina by a long shot.
Mhm.
I still think the two shining moments in this whole series is the girl who played Ziggy, who was from Stranger Things.
Mhm.
She didn't do much in this one, so you didn't get to see a lot of her in this one.
They
But
still have
that,
good scene too.
Josh, I love that character of the
Mhm.
1994 Josh. He is the highlight of that movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Both.
Oh, the
both sections of it.
Castlevania
Like,
kid
whether it's-
with the
this one-
Konami
Oh, you
code.
got me
Yeah,
so
yeah, I
nervous.
like him a lot.
I got so scared from him. at one point.
Also,
Holy crap!
Mhm.
this movie, apparently, I didn't realize it until I watched the review, but the good Nick Good or whatever is the bad guy in this, like the 1666 is the same fucking guy.
Yeah,
Wow, he did a really good job. Like I
he's
was impressed with him.
That was a
I
good
thought-
transformation that they had with like not
Oh,
like
It was a great
literal
transformation.
like
I thought
I
his
loved
old
that. I loved it.
looked great. I thought
he was good
looked
too.
great. Now I thought I liked him as a cop. Turns out I was wrong about him. Turns out he was a piece of shit. I didn't know. I mean, oh, spoiler alert. Shit. Spoiler alerts from here on out. Not as many as we're gonna give on the recap show, but I can't talk about the rest of this one without spoiling it because it's impossible. We've
That's a
already
hard
fucked
one.
it up with. Well, we've already fucked it up because we've already given a fact that clearly there's two sides of this one. Like, so that's
True.
a huge spoiler.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk about
Yeah,
that.
I hope people
at
know
all.
that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's
Well,
obvious, but
at
whatever.
least we give a little break because the movie came out. Did it come out? Oh, it came out last week. So by
That's
the time this
Yeah,
comes
the
out,
16th.
it'll already be out by a little
People
over
are
7
blowing
days.
up
So
over it. They're already, yeah.
I
But
think
the
the
point
people
of
that
the-
will watch it have already seen it. So
Yeah, the point of it is you know, I'm also not going to go to like I don't want to go to like specific kills and specific things like which I still have,
No,
I really held back on that a lot, and I don't think we're going to even really. I swear to God, I think the recap show is going to be more like, hey, did you like it less or more, all three of us, and then like what were your favorite kills, and then like you know
'Cause
did you have any
because that's
weak
the plan,
points?
right?
And
We're
that's
we're
pretty
all
much-
gonna rewatch it.
yeah,
because
we're
at least
all
I
gonna
am.
be
watch them
from now
all
until
one
then.
more time because I want to
Yeah,
see if
'cause
I
I
have
definitely
what
am.
changes with me too after like hyping it up. You know, I want to see
Mm.
what changes with me or not.
I'm impressed to see what changes in you after you've heard me shit on most of it. Like, 'cause I don't know if you're going to take any
Well,
of
it's
that into
funny
account. 'Cause
after
I'm
you
gonna
sit
look
on
at
the
it the
first,
other way.
like since with like I already thought about you the moment I dove into 3 before we even recorded the second episode, and then with Dina being Sarah, I already I was like, oh, here we go. I already know what's gonna happen because like
As soon as
everything you just said, I was like waiting for. I was like, it's hilarious.
as soon as this one went like, oh, we're gonna honey dick you and only gonna give you like 45 minutes of the fucking old school thing and give you
Mhm.
the rest for the 1994, I went, that motherfucker was holding that back the whole time we were reviewing this one. Like I could see it. As soon as it happened, I went, Joe was fucking champing at the bit to fucking like.
Because you already
let me
saw
know
it.
what
You already
was gonna
saw it by
happen.
the time we
He
watched.
had already watched it. By
I
the time we
saw it
watched
the day before we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then my thing was too. I laughed because like I loved. And again, I don't want to see too much. Like I really enjoyed when once the first half ended and it said 1994 Part 2. I was like, oh my god, my cheeseball B moviness. Like I was like, I applaud that so.
I
How
know. What's
how
funny is
goofy that
as much
was
as
great.
as much as I was bummed that 1666 didn't get as much time as I thought it needed,
hmm
I wasn't bummed by that. I actually like by that point, I actually welcomed that. I didn't hate the like 1994 part 2 as much as I hated the whole first part. Like I actually enjoyed a lot of this part because I think it wrapped up some of the story, and I don't think the acting was any better in that part than it was in the first one. But I thought
God, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I like the drug dealer guy. I thought he was a fun addition to this part of
Mhm.
it. I thought the girl who played C whatever her name is, the Ziggy girl, I
Bergman.
thought she did I thought she did a pretty good job. I thought she added like she was actually an actor, so like she added a lot to it. Nick in this one, Nick Good, the cop in this one was pretty good.
Oh.
I will let this part out. Man, there were still some flaws because I feel like they rushed certain things. I feel like they rushed. Fuck it. Spoiler alert. We're already almost 45 minutes into this one, right?
The actual time 50 minutes. So
It's time.
yeah.
The ending of this sucked. It sucked. It was rushed. I fucking hated it. I hated the fact that like it flashed to like dude getting his eyes fucking jabbed in, and
Oh,
then
I thought that was cool.
like everything, everything just disappeared. Like I just
Yeah, it's kind of like
you wanna talk
somebody
about
Thanos snapped everything away.
you want to talk about
little weird.
fucking rushed? If you don't think this movie was rushed or this whole series rushed, that last 3 minutes,
Well, it
Not
looked
so-
like somebody finally
Not
went for
great.
the head, and somebody still got blipped away. That's a. Never mind. Marvel
go
joke.
ahead, Joe.
I had no problem. I'm
Go
eating
ahead.
my mustache here. So I
Yeah.
already stated that. Yeah, I feel some stuff's rushed, but again, it didn't bother me. The ending didn't. What the fuck happened to the ending?
That's my point. There you go.
No,
Ah,
it's been a
Nope,
week. I'm
nope,
usually
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
no.
That's the point.
I like the ending, and I'm usually good to remember stuff. But
No,
lots
but
happened
that's
a week.
but that's the point. The point is
Hey,
it's
don't
not
go by
memorable.
memory. Don't do that. No.
No,
That's the
it's-
worst
No,
thing to
because
do
stuff's
right now
gonna
for this
stick
discussion.
out to you, man.
Things about this movie stuck out
I
like a
thought it was
fucking sore
great.
thumb, and that was one of the
thought it
parts. It stuck out like a sore thumb. It sucked, and that's the point because it was so rushed.
The
You don't
point is,
remember.
I didn't have it. No, that
There was
does
no
not work
payoff.
with me.
There's
It
no
was a
payoff.
payoff to me. It was.
All right, so like,
I just,
No,
Like
You know what
everybody's gonna
happened?
remember the
I'd-
ending to
I'd rather-
Texas Chainsaw with the fucking chainsaw.
Because I watched it like 20 times for even. I can still remember that because I watched it so many times.
No,
No, like
memorable.
no, the ending was fine, and I liked it a lot, and I had a theory.
I
for
actually
it,
I
liked it,
watched
by the way.
Hereditary.
I purposely
I watched
forget-
Hereditary once. I'll never fucking forget the end scene of that movie. I watched fucking.
True.
I watched. Ready?
Oh, don't
Hold on.
think you. Please stop it. Don't even think
Hold on,
I
hold on.
got this team over here.
I watched Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll never forget that ending when fucking the mom gets ripped through the window and fucking the thing it's cheesy. The fucking the top of the
That seems great.
It looks like a sex doll getting
You'll
pulled through
never
the
forget
fucking
that.
mirror.
yeah, you'll never forget it. Like this.
Never forget your
This
first.
this is not unforgettable to me. It's not, seriously, and I actually forgot because I've been a little busy, and I'm usually a theme guy, and I shut it off on purpose, so I didn't want to talk because I was saving this for the big talk. But now,
Were
like,
you?
Mhm.
I did that to Ben with the whole cop thing on Summer of '84.
But were you?
Yeah, it was. Hang on.
Here's the deal, man. I just think again, this is a great example of like you took your sweet time making these movies that nobody knew anything about, almost 2 hours long each.
Dude, I
You're giving
watched
us
both of them
over 6
twice. I
hours.
was able to remember them. I didn't watch this one twice. I really don't remember.
But
Wow.
but that's my
Oh.
point with the end of this. It happened like that. Like it's so fast, and then
I can remember
dude,
anything. My old man
dude,
brain's not working.
you had more. They gave us more in the end credit scenes that meant nothing than they did
'cause
the actual end
realistically,
battle.
Yeah, because there is an after credit scene, even though it's like 20 seconds after
Yeah, it's like 2
the
seconds. It's like
yeah.
it's like the other one.
But I'll
Same
always
thing.
say that to people, like full disclosure. Don't just turn it off the
Oh, we
fucking
already said
second.
spoil. No,
Oh
we already
yeah,
said spoiler
even
alert.
horror movies, you don't
Yeah, we
want
already said spoilers.
you want
Yeah,
to stay
we
in
already said
after the credits after like all the superhero movies
We've
start.
we've already connected this rainbow a while ago.
Well, okay,
There's a lot of
here's my thing.
spoilers in this.
Before
I
I
gotta pee.
really with the witch stuff, I enjoyed I enjoyed all the witch hunt stuff. I enjoyed all that. I thought it was really well done. I enjoyed the paranoia they fed. I don't want to get too much into it. And then what led to the twist about Sarah, and then we learn about Nick's family and stuff like that, and his bloodline. And then that was all that ending. That whole ending of that was satisfying. We know now we talk about it. Yeah, it would be if they made that longer, but still keep the other half longer. I would have liked that. That maybe drag it so you could drag out that atmosphere a little bit because the pacing of the witch part didn't bother me. But then again, when you mention something, it's like, oh yeah, I did have a little of certain shots didn't work very well. But I guess I get so sucked into it, I don't notice right away. But there was something taking me out of it.
I'm a fucking.
But-
I've become a little bit of like a cinema snob with like camera work.
Well,
I've learned that about
let me
myself.
ask you, what started you with that?
I don't know. I really don't know. And it's
Too many concussions. Who
and
knows?
It's that might have been it. Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. It's not A24 movies. Like
I know I was being a
jerk.
jerk. I was being a jerk.
No, I know.
It
but
all
no, but
started with
I had a thing-
Hereditary.
Well, no, it didn't. It really didn't. I like stuff like that. Well, no, because I mean, I've been a huge fan of things like Braveheart since I was a little kid because that's long.
Well,
as
like,
fuck,
it-
and
it-
it's
it's like
and
like
to
kinda
me, it was
compare
shot perfectly.
Natural Born Killers was like sort of in that same. It's a
No,
little.
Natural Born Killers was more like the way this is shot.
That's what I'm. Oh
the
yeah, that's
opposite.
true. Yeah.
I've
That's very-
always
that's-
sorry.
That's very
So if-
90s.
So if you wanted like my honest take on maybe where it comes from, where I do have an affinity for things like that, or maybe a little bit more drawn out, I'd probably say Quentin Tarantino, because I don't think, I'll be honest, the only thing I don't care for that he's done, ready for this, ready for the peanut gallery, Kill Bill's not that great.
Was-
Outside of that,
Was
Kill
that
Bill,
great?
Kill Bill.
Okay, well,
Kill Bill?
that's okay.
Kill Bill,
That's all right.
not that good. I don't get it.
Dog, I just rewatched Death Proof, by the way. Still holds
Death
up,
Proof's
boy.
phenomenal. No, Death Proof's fantastic.
Still
Death
holds
Proof
up.
actually gets better over time. But like
Still holds up.
the people that criticize Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you're morons. That
You're
movie's
fucking
almost
losers
perfect.
And should die.
If you have a problem with fucking Hateful Eight, you're a moron. That movie's
And
fucking
racist.
fantastic. And racist because if you have if you have any problem with Django Unchained,
Oh, we're
You're
on
definitely
fire
racist.
tonight.
Holy
If you
fuck.
any problem
You
with
guys
the
are out of
fucking
control.
with the fucking masterpiece that is Inglourious Bastards, you're a piece of shit. If you have any problem with Jackie Brown,
Jackie Brown's
Do I need
awesome.
I
Say
didn't like
what you
Jackie
are?
Brown. I didn't like Jackie Brown, but
oh,
I am not.
rewatch it.
So
But
good.
again, I was,
Alright, so
I
like-
was maybe I was maybe like 18.
So
I didn't
good.
get that stuff.
If you had to
So good. I think
quick
you'd love it now.
compare, Quentin Tarantino movies, Jackie
Well, what
Brown
I'm
is
getting at,
probably
though,
in the
is, like,
I
bottom.
don't do that stuff, man.
If,
I don't
if
do
you
that
take,
shit.
no, yeah, that's not one of my favorites, but it's still better than like a lot of movies that have come out in the last 30 years. So he gets a pass because he does take his time with movies, and he does do long shots, and he does do outlandish things, and he does. And if you don't want him as an actor, I mean, fuck man, all right, ready for this? Let's take a modern horror movie that's not A24. Sinister. Tell me Sinister's not perfect.
Since it's perfect.
I-
Actually, I have a little bit issue on stuff.
I
here, but
have-
that's nitpicking.
alright,
It's
so-
nitpicking.
Almost
We're
perfect.
we're
right? I mean,
we're getting in the weeds again. By the way,
but my point with that is like there's a movie that's
And
not
if we're going to talk about
A24,
weeds,
that's
the
not-
show,
I don't know anything about that, but this isn't done by like a famous director. It's not part of a fucking series. It's not part of like a fat like Paranormal Activity.
it
or
was
any of that bullshit.
it was riding on R.L. Stein's name.
Sinister was?
No, Fear
Or the
Street.
show?
Are we talking about Fear
Yeah,
Street?
yeah. I don't know. That was a weird.
not
jump.
riding
I
on
was
his name.
going-
It's an adapt.
An
yeah, I don't see
adaptation
that.
of R.L.
No.
Stein.
Yeah, but that's not.
That's
what
not
it was.
riding his name. It's like saying riding
No,
his
I mean,
coattails.
look, is
Uh-huh.
saying. I mean, that's the same idea as people
That's not the
fucking.
same thing.
No, it's the same. It's the same thing as people taking like Stephen King's adaptations and destroying those, and like because it's
There's no
Stephen King.
such thing.
Actually,
There's no such thing as destroying
I was
anything.
bored last night or the night before, and I had nothing to do and it was hot, so I sat in my room with my
Yeah,
AC,
you were.
and I rewatched In Search of Darkness 1 because In Search of Darkness 2 mysteriously disappeared for some reason. So I don't know. Good luck finding it.
That
So
sucks.
it's not there anymore. But I rewatched
Second one's
In
better.
Search of Darkness 1, and because I also wanted to like get some notes on things that I haven't seen yet, and I was also note for the last show. I wrote up Jason Alexander being in Sleepaway Camp. I was wrong. It's a different camp movie.
The
I can't
hell?
remember the name of it right now. It's called The Burning or something.
Burning.
Yep.
That's a good one.
I fucked up. Jason Alexander was in that movie. But they talk about those two near each other in Search of Darkness. So my brain, being concussed and all
mean-
in the way I am,
They?
I mixed the two up. So I apologize. I have to do a redaction, an apology, and a sincere,
Do you want me to pull
I'm
up the
sorry, Jason
apology music?
Alexander.
Oh, I can do that.
small violence.
Do
please.
do 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 the Incredible
to
Hulk
Jason
music.
Alexander.
Do do
Mhm.
do.
So that aside, so what I'm getting at there was like I think here's the deal. Just like I said last week, and I'm going to say this again. And the one thing I'm going to say, let's talk about some positives.
Mhm.
I think this will be a shot in the arm for a new generation of horror fans. I think this
Oh, yeah.
is. I do think anything like this show or movie series, it's definitely a show. It's a shot in the arm for horror for people that never would have watched it before. It's taking people that go, I kind of want to get my preteen, 9, 10, 13, 12-year-old, like a kid that's kind of starting to get into more adult themed things. I want to give them like a, what do they call that? Gateway. I want to give them a gateway movie or a gateway show
Mhm.
check out before I show them like the good stuff. This is fucking perfect for that because it's young adult and it's younger kids and they do look young and I think they are young, most of them. And it was shot 3-4 years ago realistically and then put out now
I
because
mean,
again it went through
we
fucking
were teenagers
distribution
watching
hell,
these
so-
movies. They were 25-year-olds playing as teenagers too. I mean,
Yeah.
Nev Campbell was 22, which was playing Sydney, a 16-year-old.
Oh Jesus Christ! Don't even get into fucking. I know what you did last summer. They were all almost 30 years old when that
my
movie was
God.
shot. It was ridiculous.
So I also agree with that statement because I feel like so if you show that to kids like 12 or 13 now. The same shit is gonna happen in a positive way 30 years down the line or 20, 30 years down the line, and they're gonna show their kids, be like, dude, I remember Fear
I watched
Street.
this, right.
I watched this. You should watch this too, and it's fucking awesome. And like
the way I showed my daughter Lost Boys as her first horror movie, and now she's gone on to enjoy it. She's 21 now, and now loves horror movies. Is what this is going to do for like the next crop of people with little kids.
Yep.
And right now, I do think that. I really do think that.
I think this movie's really good for the genre as a
I
whole.
think these movies are modernized enough for the youth of right now that like quick YouTube videos, Twitter, not Twitter, what is it? TikTok, and fucking everybody's got an iPad, and every kid's got a cell phone already at fucking 4 years old.
Every kid got game on their phone.
Yeah, every exactly. It's going to appeal to that audience very, very well if it's not already. Like I'm impressed with that half of it. I'm a fucking asshole, and I like certain things, right? And I know that about myself.
You just, oh man, I mean, yeah, you just like made fun of a bunch of people that like movies or don't like movies you like.
Oh, what we made fun of? What do you mean by that one there, Joe?
No, that whole rant you just did earlier.
Oh, that's different. So, like, no, I mean, I'll go on those rants. Oh, that's different. No, yeah. Again, you're talking about the Quentin Tarantino thing. Yeah, if you don't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you're a moron.
No, I was just making fun. I was making fun.
No,
I'm an asshole.
Well, I am, yeah. But I also realized that now, again, I'll say this. I know that because out of all the people that I know that I talk about horror movies or movies in general with, I'm on a fucking lonely island as far as the first one goes, and essentially this whole series so far, because I thought the second one, I still think the second one was the best. I think the first one was the worst, and I think this one was right about in the middle of those two. And actually, both parts of this one were in the middle of those two. I thought the second half that was in 1994 was redeeming and helped out make me not hate the first one as much, but at the same time made me hate the first one more because I went, the second half of this made more sense, and the second half of this wasn't as poorly acted. Still wasn't great, but it still felt better.
I can't wait for us to talk about the themes because there's a lot of cool stuff we're talking about the scenes that happen in the mall. We like get to like especially with set pieces where the mall relates to the time, the setting of the timepiece, the time period. How like when they talk about like how much the land changes over hundreds and hundreds of years. Like
yeah,
at one point.
I didn't think of that, but I get.
It'd be really cool to talk about that when we, I know I'm gonna bring up for themes. I got a lot of cool stuff. And the ending, I forgot about part 3. I'm gonna bring up because I really don't remember it. I'm usually pretty good about that, which is really horrible.
Let me let you in on a secret. It's essentially a bunch of quick cuts, and then a dude gets stabbed in the eye, and the movie stops.
Oh, I have a lot of those. I watch a lot of those. I remember the eye part, but I'm like, oh, cool.
The problem though is,
I had all this
dude,
cool
when you
stuff
watch,
written down.
When you watch 6 hours of something in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is, man, it deserves a little bit more of a payoff than that, in my opinion. I would have liked something.
You know what's funny? I'll tell you. I seen reviews. I don't want to read them yet, but I seen the clickbait headlines of all these horror pages that split right down the middle. There's ones that think like I do. They thought it was a perfect ending, and there's ones that go the other direction, like you said, like it went into the whimper. I'm like, wow, that is really neat to see it. I like when things split down the middle like that.
Oh, so far, this episode is the most divisive.
Yeah, that's great.
This episode,
I love that.
Yeah, this episode is really like the dude I'm talking about. I gotta look him up in a minute to try to give him a little bit of a shout out. But the dude I'm talking about that I learned a lot about the series from, raved about the first one, liked the second one, came back like later on, was like, on second thought, like I actually liked the second one more after he watched the third one. And then the third one he just trashed, and apparently people were tearing him apart on YouTube.
Nobody should be tearing anybody apart.
No, here's the thing: if you're gonna have opinions on in the ether, you got to be ready for the things that are gonna come back.
Oh, look, I mean, we know the ravaged fans that just like.
Here's the deal: if anybody actually watches this on YouTube and actually please tell it. I want fan interact. I love an interaction. I'm clearly not afraid of a debate. I like that.
There's nothing wrong as long as it's not attacking. That's what I mean.
Right, as long as it's respectful. When I say you're a moron because you might not like something, that's me playing a character, joking around.
Yeah, he's just. I was gonna say you are just busting balls as far as laughing. Like, oh, we're going there today.
No, but that's my fucking Northeast upbringing. Like that's the way we are.
Yeah,
Like we're,
yeah.
am I wrong? And when you
No.
go from the Northeast to Philly, different cultures. I mean,
It
they're
ain't,
rough.
it ain't that much different.
No, they're rough there too, but it's still different than if you go to like, oh, I don't know, Ohio. I mean, like, or
Well,
like,
that's a culture change.
or like California, or
A
fucking
huge culture change.
Idaho, or pretty much anyone that's not. In
I
the
know that
upper
because when we
fucking-
were a bouncer, somebody from California was at our bar. It's like, you guys are so mean here. We're really nicer in the West Coast. I'm like, I don't know what the welcome to Rhode Island. I don't know what
Oh
you're
no,
talking about.
I've done it with Arizona once, and I was like a fucking. You would have thought I was an endangered species. Like people didn't know, they didn't understand half what I was saying because I speak too fast. They didn't know how to take my humor. Like it was, and like people would be like, "Wait, what did you just say?" Like not in like a bad way. Like I'm offended by what you just said, but like, wait, what did like? I've never heard that string of words together before. Like I don't even understand how that. And I'm a knockout at parties around here. like you put me in that culture, and I'm like, they liked me too, but it was a different kind of like. They were like, like they would like poke me and be like, "Well, this is new. What are you doing? Where are you from? Long Island?"
I see. I get the Long Island thing too, and I said Rhode Island. All right, so
They don't
apparently
get it.
a small state in
Moron!
the armpit of Rhode of the small
Northeast.
state, the armpit in the states. You know, we're another planet. We're not another state. We're another planet. We're just a bunch
We're a
of.
speck. We're a blip.
Mm-hmm.
But we're bad motherfuckers. Always remember that. Anyways,
Always.
so the point of the story is, and the moral of this is, again, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of what this gave, but man, was I let down by a lot. And I don't want to get my favorite sequence in this entire movie, of this one. I can't reveal right now because we're going to reveal it in the next one.
Yeah. I think it's
But,
so hard to time too. I have so much more to talk about, but I really like there's a lot actually. There's a lot in this one that really to spoil.
Well, I'll tell you, when we do the recap, I think you're going to hear me go, "Oh, I like that, and I like that, and I like that," and you're going to go, "Wow, man, I thought you hated this." And I'm very opinionated on this because, again, I had no knowledge of this, and then had really high hopes for it, and my hopes went, I don't know about this, and then like from there, I kind of just went with it, and I also, excuse me, not often am I going to be able to play the complete devil's advocate to Joe, which has been fun.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
You're welcome. But it's true. Like, I mean, my opinions here are really like pretty much my opinion, or fully my opinion, rather. I should say, honest, truthful opinion, with a little bit of ham in there. Like, I'm hamming it up for the sake of like, if every single show we all just go, I loved every part of this movie. This was great. That kid was great. This was like, it's gonna be.
I mean,
boring.
even I bring up stuff.
You gotta bring up flaws,
movies,
man.
I give 9.5. I still bring up like, okay, well, this is what didn't work, and then for me, I mean, geez, I give the first one a 10. I still talk about things like, well, this could have been done a little better, or these scenes here and there, or whatnot, and
Well,
so,
if it helps you, Joe, apparently I'm a moron because I'm the only one who's rated this one low out of anybody that I respect.
There's no morons here.
Joe, I'm a moron. Stupid. I'm only kidding.
Ben, you want to throw anything in there? We've been rambling on. What you got to say there, buddy?
Great Babalu. No. So in terms of like, I don't think the two parts really bothered me as much as certain people, but it is maybe it was definitely like a nice curveball. I am not shying away from the fact that I definitely liked one half more than the other one, and the second half clearly being the one that I liked more. I thought the second one, the second half, they kind of just said, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna throw everything out the window and just have stupid fun with this shit. You want more Home Alone garbage? Well, you got more Home Alone garbage. Do you want more ghosts? Well, you got more ghosts. Do you want a fucking sweet killer battle royale in the middle of the mall? Well, you're gonna fucking get one. God damn it!
That was like Freddy versus Jason shit, dude. Come on, that was very.
All right, hold on.
It was very.
Don't you dare compare it to the greatest movie of.
Buddy,
I gotta
whoa! Are you leaving?
That's it. I'm leaving again. I can't. Don't you dare compare anything to the greatest horror film of all time, Freddy versus Jason. Okay.
Ghosts.
Freddy versus Jason, but that's fine. One died by fire, one died by water. How can we use this? Greatest acting.
Yes, that's not original. That's not original trope.
But that's a line from
You
the
know what?
movie. Best
You know what's
line.
funny? That is the best line. I'm gonna agree with everything Ben said there about this is where like I actually liked that wackiness. I liked throwing out the window. I liked the battle royale. Like holy shit, this is great. But I was like, I wanted more of this or like a stretch of it, you know. And then but even Ed's point, if we're gonna stretch that out, would stretch more of the witch stuff. I think the whole movie could have worked as a 2.5 hour movie, or
I actually
2
do
hours
too.
15 minutes
I
because
can't believe I'm gonna say that, but that I mean that really is how I feel
because
about it.
like where Ed, what Ben just said, like even though I really enjoyed 1994 Part 2, because again it speaks to me all the wacky points, it does just throw everything at it's like throwing black light shit on the wall. Huh? See what I just did there? And there you go.
Some would say
And
Super Soaker's full of weird blood.
and that was and see I love that, but still it just seems so like there was something I love about it, but something so weird and corny. It worked, but I'm almost like, God damn it! Why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't there be more to this? I don't know. That's why I was like soaked into it. That was not on purpose, by the way. But I was also kind of like, there's something missing to this, and maybe it's because of the fact it was it was the
Oh.
breakneck speed of '94, the first one, and it should serve the same style, but it shouldn't at the same time, you know.
Let me throw something at you guys real quick. That just came to me. So, as I just brought up the Super Soaker thing.
My
Okay,
spoken
so,
words inspire you.
a little
Yes.
bit. Let me ask you. Let me throw two different movie scenes using a similar thing, and you tell me what you thought was better, realistically, like real talk.
Mm-hmm.
The
We haven't done
Super
it yet, but-
Soaker, the Super Soaker weird blood thing from this episode or this part, which is 1666, which is in the mall, and they have the weird blood and all that stuff. And I get that. I get it. Okay. Or the Super Soakers filled with holy water in From Dusk Till Dawn, which is
That was in Bordello
as
of Blood, idiot.
I'll
Are you
be
sure?
honest with you.
Yes.
What?
No. I'm pretty
And
sure it was,
with the
I
ballroom
thought both
blitz,
of them did it.
ballroom blitz. Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, it's the ballroom blitz song.
I thought they did it in fucking
Missouri.
From Dusk Till Dawn too.
Mm-mm.
Are you
Wait.
sure?
Hold on. Well, keep talking. That's really fucking
Ghost
coincidental.
Boys had a squirt gun scene too. Maybe
I thought
Oh,
they
it's
both
true.
did it.
Well, I'm gonna still
I
call
thought
you
they
an
both
idiot
did it.
because I like it. So
No, I thought they both did. I brought that one up because of how schlocky fucking From Dusk Till Dawn is, but and I
I
wanted
don't
to,
think
like, point
anyone's
out-
better because they did it in their own way and they worked in their own way.
Agreed.
You know,
The
so it's-
where I was going with that is
no. We're thinking of
Was it Bordello
Bordel.
Blood?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Alright,
because
so
that's the
yeah, I'm
Dennis Miller.
mixing the two of
And he's
them.
like,
I
let's rock, and he fucking
Oh yeah. You're right. All right, so you know
But
what?
No, it's still good
No. You know, hold on.
because Dust Till Dawn is still it's a fun like.
I was trying to make a point with like how schlocky and ridiculous From Dusk Till Dawn is, but that movie's fucking.
But you still
fantastic.
have that schlocky shit with.
Bordello of Blood is a guilty pleasure of mine, but that movie's terrible. It's not good at all.
Hey,
It's
stop
just a
that!
guilty
That movie's
pleasure of mine.
fucking awesome.
It gave me like as the once not so around anymore podcast that I used to love. That sentence didn't make any sense. You're welcome. Kickin' Ass Podcast with Jesse and Andy, who is not a podcast anymore. Kind of sad about. I used to love that show. They used to talk about tug time and like movies or TV shows or when they were youths, and it would be like, oh, you
Youths.
know, like movies that made you like, you know, like when you're a young dude and
Like
like you know, all of a
Species
sudden
and
things start
shit.
happening and you. Well, I always brought up Species, and that made them pop when I met them.
It's true.
But they used to talk about movies and like scenes in movies or whatever. And, like that would have been a great example of that. Like, let me tell you something. Both From Dusk Till Dawn and Bordello of Blood had tug time scenes when you were a youth because both had similar stripper vibes, right? They did. The difference is what they were. Hey, Selma Hayek. Sorry. Guardian Angel, Selma Hayek. I love you so much. But Bordello of Blood was just more like a fucking fun. I also had a huge boner for like anything Tales from the Crypt. I love the Demon Knight. Love to talk about that on this show.
We should.
wanna talk
Yeah,
about-
we definitely. Because the first time I
You
seen
wanna-
Demon Knight was with you.
Dude, you want to talk about a fucking movie that like I hold so near and dear to my heart? Whether it's the soundtrack or the actual movie or the way it was shot or everything about it. I loved everything about that movie and still do. Bordello of Blood was
Jada
a
Pinkett.
fun movie.
Talk about
It
tug
was
time.
dog shit, but
Jada
man,
Pickett's the shit in that.
Mm-hmm.
she was also
That sweet white tank top. Mm-hmm.
not unattractive in that movie. It's all I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
Very, very like just as much as some
Billy
had,
Zane,
it
though?
might have been Tuck Time.
Tuck time.
Billy Zane was the
cowboy
best
hat.
part.
Oh, of course it was a
that
cowboy
movie.
hat. It's always about the cowboy
was-
hat.
You fucking hold down,
Hold down, 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 motherfucker.
Introduce me to the goddamn king. Enough of this cowboy shit. And then he like cuts his fucking
Fuck.
his
I
hand open.
love that
Property is
movie.
Hereby condemned, and he starts like fucking throwing the
You
blood
want
Throwing
everywhere.
the green
Crazy
blood everywhere,
90s,
and it
man.
splashes
That
on the
movie-
fucking the Jesus
that-
painting.
Ah, that's so good.
That
I
movie
love
was
this
crazy
movie.
90s.
Ah, it's so good. Anyways, we got way off the track there. I just started like getting all hot thinking about Billy Zane.
Yeah, you're sweating a little bit. You're
I
right.
just sweated a little bit. I poured a little bit of sweat there for Billy Zane. You're welcome. No homo. That's what we do. I'm just saying. I can appreciate a male actor's performance for what it was. That's the way I am. That's the way I am, guys. 2021. You know, there you go. We can do that these days. So,
Getting
what I'm
off
getting
the
at,
wheels, right.
way off the rails, but I love it. I love it. I love it so much. This one,
Joking like
was-
we're back in the 90s.
yeah, I love it. Dude. That's the most fun. That's the most fun we'll have on doing stuff like this. is when it's
Oh, no.
like that, like just freeform, just rolling, man. Gotta live, brother. Gotta live. So, to reel it back, and to not blow people's minds when we're talking about this stuff. So, I enjoyed more of this one than I did the first one. Still, granted, I haven't rewatched any of them. I have not. I didn't. I wanted each of them to get one single pass. My honest thoughts about each one of them, the way they were, with no notes written. I just went into these fresh, which I have not done yet. So I wanted to see what would happen. I don't hate the way it's gone. But we also aren't breaking these down the way we will be like with the recap show of these three or any other movie. So like they both deserve their place, right? Which we'll incorporate a little bit both. Maybe we can start doing like more of like when it's a movie. Maybe we can start doing more. I'm gonna say when we do a regular movie, maybe do like more of a here's a basic review. Here's a spoiler half. I don't know. Like Angry Joe Show does that, and that's always a pretty fun time when they do that. But I also just thought this corner picture thing up here. Nope, right here. Nope, right here. I thought that was a bug. It's not a bug. It's a corner.
Where you going?
What's happening?
Oh, I just zoned out for a second.
What is happening?
I just zoned Joe out. IPA is kicking in, and I thought this was a bug.
It's kicking in.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought this right here, this corner, I thought that was a bug. Not a bug.
That's the
I think it hit
craziest
you-
thing
I
I've
think it
ever
hit
heard.
you during your Quentin Tarantino rant.
It's
I'm-
true.
You guys give me a platform. I'm gonna rant. That's what we do.
Oh my god.
How about this?
Well,
I'll stop talking for a little while. Let you and Benny kind of rant for a second and tell me what you guys think, because Benny didn't get a lot of talk time in this one.
I'll
so I
let
apologize.
Ben go then. I mean, do we want to just like start rating or?
Do you want to just do final
Oh,
rating?
it's
'Cause-
10:20.
Yeah,
We
we're
should start
yeah,
hit
we're-
the rating.
Yeah,
we're almost
fuck
at
it.
the hour and a half.
Let's wrap
So
it up.
We say we'll keep it
What do you
short.
wanna give
so we
it?
had a little-
so what's the rating system we're doing here, man? You gotta hit me with it.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's important.
Out of
this.
10,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
eyeballs.
I knew you could say eyeballs. Yes, yes.
I love
it,
how
though.
excited Joe gets. That's
Wait,
what
I
what
love
makes it for me,
That
dude.
is, I agree.
How he gets
agree.
such dad boner over like
Oh,
just
I
like
love it.
anything horror. That's what I live for, dude.
I live for
Joe
this
Walsh.
shit.
I
man.
love it.
Joe Walsh.
I don't
Cheers.
have
I'm empty, but cheers.
I don't have a. I'd have to go to the.
I'm gonna get my
kitchen,
water
but-
actually because I'm staying.
Okay,
Oh,
look at
that
Grab a
boom.
can.
I love it.
Boom.
All right, so
Cheers, buddy.
do you want me to just start?
Yeah, I'll go last this time.
Because
That was first
there's
thing.
not much for me to say that I haven't already said before. So this one, do I feel like? Because I have to say this too before we go into the next show. Do I feel like it wrapped everything up as a whole? No, not really. I feel like it kind of left things a little too open in a way, especially with the thing at the end. I don't like that. I like things tied up perfectly into a nice little bow, and that kind of bothered me a lot.
That's kind of bullshit because if you like Freddy vs. Jason, that was not wrapped up in a bow.
Shit.
Sorry,
Well-
couldn't help it.
well,
It-
to
it
be
just felt
fair,
like, what?
Well, god damn it! Now
It's
you brought
okay,
it.
you still hit
No,
this-
no,
it's
no,
still
no,
okay
no,
to
no,
hit
no.
this
Now you
anyway.
brought it out of me
I'm
because technically there's two sequels, in the comic book series with Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash Williams.
Oh fuck me! I knew that was gonna happen.
Cock sucker, come at me again. Come at me again. Fucking bring it on.
I can't come out with the comic book thing.
Like, come on. If we're gonna talk about Freddy vs. Jason, that's what we should do for my birthday.
No, I did what I did. I'm done.
Anyway,
oh, Ben's birthday week show. Okay.
And it's just that would be like I'm gonna rant so fucking hard about that movie if I ever get to talk about it. Cause like I unironically and like ironically say it's my favorite horror movie. Anyway, we bring that movie up a ton, or is it that I do?
You bring the movie up a ton, but I also bring up I bring up Return of the Living Dead all the time.
So good.
Fucking The Witch, pretty much every episode so far. Like, that is what it is.
Anyway, so do I think the movie gets wrapped up? Really? No. That kind of bothered me a little bit. The accents were dog shit. They basically didn't even exist. I don't even know why they even fucking tried. I feel like it would have made more sense if they didn't do the accents for me. And I know that's weird, and I know that's a weird fucking
Weird.
What?
No, it's not weird.
Okay. I feel like it would have made more sense if they didn't do the accents for me.
I think it would have made more sense to Joe's point where it's supposed to be almost like a dream thing.
Yeah, and like not like it's not like they're cognizant of the idea and like they realize that they're in a dream, but like it's still the kids. It's still you still have Tommy and you still have Dina and you still have Sarah or Sam, sorry, and you still have Sam and you have all these kids and like it's just the kids, but they're in the roles of the people from 1666. I feel like that would have been a little bit better, but again, whatever, dude, shit happens. The second part with 94, it was fun, just like I said earlier. It's they basically just said fuck it, we're gonna throw every single thing we got in the last hour, and I thought they did it in a pretty good job. I'm a sucker, if you guys can't tell, for slashers trying to kill each other. Even going back to Universal with like the fucking Dracula versus Frankenstein, the Wolfman, all that type of stuff. I think that's where it started from. I like that type of shit, so I think that's really cool. But we got that a little bit, and I thought that was fun. Overall, for just this movie, we're not gonna rate the whole series yet. Fuck, man, this one was so hard for me. I think I would have to do this, just because like I already wrote it, but it's hard for me to say, so I'm just gonna say it. 7 eyeballs. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a nice Nutter Butter to reward myself. Go ahead.
So, I mean, you know, like you guys heard me in our banter, some of the debates. There's a lot, you know. It's obviously I enjoy this whole entire series. There's a lot I enjoyed about this. The accents, yeah, I agree to some degree. They weren't great, but they didn't take me out at first. I had to get used to them, and after that, I got sucked into it. I get caught up in between where I'm like, wow, I really do like the pacing of 1666, but then like talking more about it, I did want a little more, because I felt that same way about the I thought the pacing was slower in 1666, but then maybe it could have been a little bit slower to give a little more depth. You know, it still explained a good amount, but it could have had a little more to me to enjoy. And then I felt the same way about 1994 Part 2's half, because they went to that crazy in-your-face pacing, and I was like, holy shit, I'm all for the ride. But man, I'm also kind of like, this seems too fast, you know. And then I thought it wrapped up fine, even though I can't remember the damn ending because that's a rarity for me. But I think I had a busy week, so I'm gonna use that for excuse for now. So
excuses are like assholes, Joe.
Yeah, I gotta be one once in a while. So you know, I have an excuse and an asshole once in a while. So but like I there's a lot I enjoyed of this movie. I think if it gave me 15 minutes more for a little bit of each, I think I would liked it a lot more. It's funny because I went kind of down the slope. I went from a 10 or maybe a 9.8 with the first one, because that may change. We were a 9.5 for the second one, and this one is a 9 out of 10 eyeballs. The whole series still within 9s for me, but this one was less, not because it wasn't wrapped up nicely, but because they had this unique filming that you've seen before, but at the same time, it's the way they did. All three of them had the unique filming. It was either hit or miss depending on the person. I see that all over the internet. It's right down the middle with a lot of people. It's right down the middle kind of with us. So as much as I love it, there's so much more. And maybe that's where Ed's point is. Maybe it's because there was rushed. Maybe could have done a little more. Keep them back to back, which is fine. but spend a little more time to certain degrees, maybe a little more of the acting on certain points, or maybe feel a little more believable, or stretch certain scenes out and give a little more meat to the potatoes. It's to me, it's very minimal. It's very minimal, but it just a little bit touches that could like add more to it. But it's still it's still in the nines for me. So yeah, 9. So 9 balls.
God bless you and your optimism, you son of a bitch, because I don't have it on this one. But that's the beauty of it. I ranted a lot on this one. I don't think I ranted that much. I think I kind of just made a lot of good points. The first one the first one me and Ben both ranted. This last one was
There's a
more of like,
lot of ranting in this one. What are you talking
well,
about?
I mean, on this one, yeah, but I don't think it was like a ranting. I think it was honest debates. Like, I think this was the perfect time for me and you to kind of have like a little bit of a showdown, which we haven't really done yet. Like me and Ben have done it a bunch, but me and you haven't really done that yet. Like we haven't
Yeah,
really.
no, we had a cell phone and binocular debate, which is stupid. So I was like,
No, I
Did
love it.
somebody
That was
just
great.
say
I
That
meant
was,
that in
telescope?
a good way.
that was
I meant
that was amazing. No,
I need that. I need
was
that as a
amazing. I
shirt
mean,
so
compared to
bad,
this.
dude. Cell phone versus
Dude.
binocular.
That's such a fucking like I
That
love
was really
I
funny.
love stupid shit like that. Like this kind of a debate though was really a lot of the debates that we did in this one were more like
Very in depth.
well, they're in depth, but it's poignant to what we're talking about. You know, like so. I won't debate something with somebody that like if I don't think there's a purpose to it. So like I don't know. I'm not. My point is never to like sway you. It's to at least open your eyes to go. All right, I get at least where you're coming from with that. So, and I take the same way from the other person. Like I really do, because I'm hoping. I really am, and I've been saying this all along. I'm hoping that when I go back and rewatch these three, and I'm gonna rewatch them like shotgun style. Like I'm gonna fucking really bang all three of them out really, really quickly. Probably within like a day or two. I have a busy couple days coming up, but I'm gonna be able to bang it all out. I'm hoping that there's some redemption for me. Like I'm actually hoping that when I break these down, like the way I would normally break them down, I'm hoping that I'm not fixated on certain things.
Like
And I kind of just look at it.
Don't do it.
It's going to be very hard for me to not do because there are some.
No, I mean I know Ben. I don't know if Ben's gonna instigate it.
Yeah.
So I was trying to keep it
No,
from
but no,
instigating.
but that's no, but no, I'm not gonna rant right now. You've already heard my opinions on all that stuff. But you know, I know my overall take on the whole series now. I know where I stand. I would recommend this to everybody because I think it's
too.
great for the horror genre. I don't think it's a bad thing for the horror genre at all. And I do think there are some things that are bad for the horror genre.
And
Like,
to
I
be
really
fair,
do.
we've all been giving props where props are definitely due in certain circumstances with the series.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, look, as negative as I think I come off, I don't think I've given a negative score or anything. I mean, nothing's gotten lower than a 6.5 for the first episode, and honestly,
6.5 is still passing grade.
right. I will not I will not give something like a re-review. Or re-rating. I won't do it. But I will acknowledge the fact that the more I think about the first episode, I said this last time. The first episode is really like a 5, if not lower. Like it's really not a 6.5. Like it doesn't deserve. That was too high. I was being nice because I was. What happened was my brain went like, oh man, maybe I'm alone here. Like maybe I'm just being like cynical or I thought I was
manipulating you. I
felt
know
bad.
I was.
It was part of it, but it also like I was hearing reviews from people, and I'm going, man, like maybe I'm just having a bad day.
Always go with
like,
your gut, dog.
I attributed it as like maybe I'm having a bad day, but like the whole time I watched that movie, I was just not into it. Like I really tried to like that movie, and I didn't like it. So I mean, even 5 is saying generous, but I won't switch my review. It's a 6.5. That's what I said it was. It is what it is. Just like Dave Portnoy with his one bite reviews. He's not going to change his opinion on the pizza slice. It is what it is. Once he says
No,
it,
and you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
And I don't think there should be backtracking. I think there should be like I think you can go, hey, I mean, just throwing it out there. Nowadays, maybe I would rate it a little bit higher, or maybe I would rate it a little bit lower. I don't know. First episode, first part of the series, still I'm going to leave at a 6.5 because I don't change things. Second episode, still at a 7.5. Realistically, might deserve a little bit more now because now that I've watched the whole thing, I still think this is the best. The second one's the best one. And man, this one with where it sits with my brain and with what I liked about it, with what I didn't like about it, it's gonna go right down the middle. I'm gonna give this one a 7 because that feels right. Because
I've like a 6.5. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it just it
Not
makes
so
the most sense to
divisive
me.
though, like I thought it would be.
No, I still like this one better than the first one. I still like this one better than the first one. I still think the second one's the best one. But try to think back on what I harped on tonight with this one. I harped on the fact that I think this one deserved its own cast and then finished off with the original cast. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think this one, you could have even done a blend of them. That would have been fine. But add in a few more characters. Like let Sarah Fear in 1666 be Sarah Fear. Like they showed her, and the few seconds they show of her, she's got an actual accent and she looks different and she looks good and she looks like there were things
And she's
about
missing a tooth.
I didn't even notice that, but like
I did.
it just seems there were things about that actress I would have loved to see her play that actor, like that whole role. Like there's, in my opinion, there's no reason we couldn't have gotten that. I don't see it where you couldn't have done a little bit of a blend. Like every couple scenes, you see a mirror image and then it's Dina. You know what I mean? Like reliving it. That just to remind you that like you're hearing like she's getting like a vision kind of thing. I'm not gonna keep harping the same point. There were things about this that I liked better. There were things about this that frustrated me more than the other episodes. But as a whole, I still like this one better than the first one. The first one, man, I there's a lot I remember having problems with, and it's still blowing my mind that I'm such an outlier with that one because I don't know. I really have not heard a bad review about the first episode yet. Actually, like I've heard the harshest reviews as they go. Like from what I've seen, this most recent episode, like they've progressively gotten worse with what most people have said. Like most people so far that I've seen have gone. First one, man, perfect. Everything about this was great. Gave me the nostalgia feel I wanted. Give me what I was looking for. Fantastic. Second one, yeah, this was good. It was a little bit slower, but it still fits. It fits with like the time frame, but it's going to be a little bit lower than what I thought. And then everybody gets to this third episode and they go, not what I was expecting. And I don't get that at all. I don't get where people are like think they all progressively got worse.
No,
I feel like
I don't think that either.
I can understand where people go, oh, the first two were kind of like equal. That I can get
Yeah,
that argument.
yeah.
I can.
I will agree with that too.
I think that's because of the fact that this one was 2 hours long and 1 hour when you're sold the movie as 1666 and then a honey dick of 1994 part two. Like I get it. It's funny for the people who enjoy that, but the people who are expecting a witch movie or a witch trial era movie, that's gonna piss them off a little bit. They're gonna go, "Oh fuck! I thought I was
I'm
getting this."
pissed, so I'm gonna
Like
watch The Witch tonight again.
I'll watch that movie right now. I'll watch that
I'm
movie
probably going
right
to.
now and love every second. And I'll tell you, I will love every fucking second of it because I love that movie. Anyways, that's not good. They're not gonna do that. So it's a 7. I mean, average. We're still. I think that still averages about a 7, right? If you actually put the three squared together,
What
one
would
seven five.
you were 6.5? That see
6.5, 7.5, and 7. I think it averages out
that
as a 7.
well
So
yeah,
it's
that was me too. I said what a
guys,
7.
it's
I think I said 7.5 for the first one, 8 or either it was 8 or 8.5 for the second one, and it's straight up 7 for this one. So it's going to average
yeah.
out
You're in
but
like the 7.5, 8 range. I'm in the 7 range, and Joe is like this is like an
but
11 out of 10.
I'm not going to think about it the series as a whole. I won't say my score.
That would be I gotta take my jabs when I can.
Man, you know, can't make fun
Fuck
of me
you,
being
Ed. Just say it.
optimistic.
Just
Screw
say it.
you.
I'll say it for you.
You and your
Fuck you,
good
Ed.
mood. Fuck your good moods. Screw
Nah,
your
I love it,
positive
man.
attitude.
Man, I can't
I love, dude.
Screw your
I
11
tell
out of
everybody,
10.
you
Oh my god. Oh, that's
you
funny.
you are the fucking lifeblood of what we're doing. Like I love the fact that you're so optimistic about more people, more horror fans, especially should be more like you. Like I mean, and that's you're not wrong to think that way. Like you try to see the good in most of the things that you're watching, even if they're not great. Like you just
fuck
still go,
that.
I acknowledge that it's not great. You know, like dude, it's living life that way. I truly and I'll probably leave the episode with this. I truly admire anybody that has an outlook like that. I aspire to have that outlook on things because it feels like you can just get through trials and tribulations of life a little bit easier. You know, you kind of just go. I mean, there are days where you've had bad days. I've seen them, and I've talked to you in those days. But I'll tell you, when it comes to things like these, like whether it's music or movies or books or arts or things that bring you joy, you have a shining opinion on them, and I truly appreciate that of you, my friend. So I want to
Well,
let you know that. love it.
I thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah,
Boy.
I guess that's my full escapism. I always find and yeah,
I love it.
I still have my nitpicking on certain things, but I enjoy the art for what it is. I don't take it too serious. I may take it serious what it means to me, but at the same time, like,
Joe,
look, if I enjoy
when I can be,
dumbass movie, I enjoy a dumbass movie. You know.
when I can be, as I look like a fucking Kim Jong Un right now with my hair and my thing, um, I will be the devil on your shoulder on these episodes. Now there are some episodes where I'm going to be right there with you, and Ben's going to go, "Dude, I don't know what the fuck you guys saw,"
Dude,
because that's already happened a couple
we
times.
all need a devil on our shoulder. I don't care anybody.
I'm here
says.
for.
Oh,
I'm
I
here
agree.
to be the wild card, bitches.
Wildcat
true.
bitches.
Wow.
Wild
Card
card,
bitches.
bitches.
I still
Because-
need to send Joe the science bitch thing, but
Because
we'll get into that
fuck
another time.
13 Ghosts. That movie can eat my ass.
You're so crazy.
That
I
movie's
love that
so
movie much.
awful. That movie sucked.
I love that movie.
Can I
It's
change
not
my?
as good as I
Can I
remember it
change
being, but it's still
my
very good.
rating for that one?
On what?
To
No.
fucking 0.
No,
It was
No.
0.
Nope.
It
no,
was ass.
no.
Hate that.
What bet is this?
Let-
What bet?
The,
This one ain't
the,
bet
the
in that
only
episode.
the only
I'm just
zero
kidding.
we allow in our episodes is Coke.
Oh. Pretty good. That's almost like a dad joke.
You're welcome.
Like
That's
this
what I
one
do.
or
Well,
Hey,
I almost
Joe,
went there too.
last
was
time I
already gonna
checked,
admit.
I'm a dad. So although she's 21 now.
what?
Yeah. But like the older they get, the more you're supposed to have dad jokes. You're supposed to get cheesier.
You think that way, and the
All
more I
right.
try to put that out there, the more
White
I get-
Skechers for you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna pull out
start
those
rocking them.
white Skechers and long
All right.
knee socks.
We're at
So
the.
everybody that joined us live, which I don't think there was a huge following for this one because I haven't been promoting it as much, which I got to get back on that, and I will for the.
Thank you for
recap on
surviving
whatever-
this episode with us.
Thanks,
Yeah,
thanks for
if people
joining the
fucking
three.
listen to this whole thing, God bless, man.
Yeah, we have well, I think the episodes themselves are quick, about an hour and a half or so each, roughly on average. We have one more coming with the series, and then we are fucking stabbing this one in the eye and putting it to
Thank
rest.
God. I mean, what?
I agree. Actually, I was like, I'm ready
Fuck it.
to move on.
I'm so
Yeah.
over Fear Street right now. God damn it.
But
give me
I
give me
think
something
it'll be
else,
cool
man.
It'll be
But
cool
I-
to talk about the themes and.
I will be happy to talk about, like, there are things I held back talking about, man. Like as far as like what I really loved about certain ones, because I had to, because I if you heard me talk about the things I really loved, it would have seemed like I fucking loved these movies, and I couldn't do that because I didn't love them. I just thought they were good, and they were again. My last note on this is they were the adrenaline shot that the horror scene needed. I will give it that. But a couple quick plugs: Eddie_Vegas on Instagram, Bonded by Horror on Instagram. Man, I have been slacking. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back on it. Life's been fucking crazy with my day-to-day, my day job, which I'm sitting in this room now somewhere around 12 plus hours a day when I do
Man.
shows like this on top of anything else I do. So it's tough because I feel like I never leave. It feels like Groundhog's Day. So I needed a break from all social media essentially. But I'll be back. We do have a lot of fun, and this summer's already fucking flown by. And there are a lot of things that we have that we really as a crew need to like
Ugh.
figure out because of Friday the 13th, an actual Friday the 13th is coming up, I believe, in August.
It's
It
true.
And
is.
that's like 3
And
weeks away.
that's my
Right,
birthday month.
and-
That I feel like that deserves
right.
Friday the 13th in my
We-
birthday month. I get to pick every movie.
Well, no, that's not gonna happen.
Well,
But,
we still got to talk about
um,
the kill scenes of Friday 13th.
yeah, we need to do something Friday the 13th related on Friday the 13th. We have to. We all need to mark that fucking night on our calendars, and we all need to fucking do some kind of a show that night. Because we have to. It's sacrilegious if you're a fucking live Twitch stream show or a YouTube show or anything else. Like we have to do something for that night. We have to do something related to it. We'll hammer that out together. Maybe guests, maybe not guests. Maybe we'll try a new platform to fucking stream on. I don't know, or meet up on rather. As far as the Discord thing, I don't know. There's a couple other things. Everything's gonna still be played through Twitch because that's the easiest thing. But follow along with us. We have a couple of things coming up. The recap show. A couple guest shows finally are going to be coming up. We're going to add a fucking fourth voice into this mess and maybe more later on. God damn, that's going to be a wild night. Whenever we do those. And that's all I have. The other two boys can close this one out. I'm going to sit back here and finish my beer.
All right, I'll go ahead and get out of the way. You can find me on Instagram, JCWalsh81. Also, Slasher, same thing, JCWalsh81. Facebook, put JC Walsh. You can find my page or maybe be a friend. I don't know yet. I'm a little weird about that with new people, kind of. So we'll see.
Man, fuck
Oh,
new
which one?
friends.
Instagram?
What's up? No, on regular Facebook.
Oh,
That's why I try to say go
No.
to my page.
No,
I'm weird about that, and
I don't like that.
I'll get into that with you off camera.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my opinion on that
Yeah.
off camera.
I like to keep Facebook separate. There's like a personal thing for family and
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, so
That-
if I
that's
don't
all I'll
accept
say.
the friendship, at least it's like my page.
Yeah, like your-
Twitter,
like
That's
your
fine.
favorite.
That's harmless. Just-
JC Horror Writer on Twitter. You can find my books on Amazon. I almost said Amazon. That's pretty funny. Amazon. And I'm on Rosamelia's YouTube channel doing breakdowns of 4 movies reviews, mostly horror. Recent one was not extremely horror. It's just straight up alternate timeline movies.
You did it.
That was really fun. Rabbit hole.
You
Alternate
did it.
timelines like that book. There's a lot of alternate timelines in that badass right there.
Randy.
So there you go. Randy.
Randy.
So that is where.
Randy.
Oh, and if you whether you live in the New Jersey area or the PA area or a little close, or you feel like taking a road
Oh,
trip,
fuck, my bookmark fell out.
Second Time Books, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I will be doing a book signing this Saturday, 10 to 2, along with Tim Meyer, Todd Kiesling, and Frank Edler. So there you go. That's my my
Hell yeah.
big plug. So
fucking
that's gonna be fun. It'll be second book signing, but first bigger one. So of this year, which is great.
Awesome. I'm happy for you on that one. That's gonna be
That's-
a good time.
That shit's so fucking cool, dude. Like, actually, that's really fun. Me, I guess. Hi. I'm nervous. No, I'm just kidding. You old Scroogey boy here. If you're seeing this live, obviously you know I stream regularly. Excuse me. Just like Ed said, feeling that Groundhog Day. Times 100 for me because I sit here for work and I sit here for Twitch, but usually an extra 5 hours a day. So I'm usually in this room about 20 hours a day, give or take, and it's, you know, you gotta play the game, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta do your shit. But I love streaming on Twitch, dude. I genuinely don't think I'd trade it for the world. I think it's so fun being able to share and express my hobby and what I'm super into. With the main thing with video games, like right now where I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it's super fun. But thank you guys for watching me. You can follow me on Instagram. Don't even bother with me on Twitter because all I do is follow hot porn stars on there. So I'll always tell the honest to God
Twitter
truth.
is such a weird world.
Twitter's
All weird. It's
that
all
I
weird.
use that to follow hot porn star ladies and they show their buttholes and stuff, and it's pretty cool, dude. And for Instagram, I post pictures of my cats. They're fucking awesome. I post fucking games that I purchased recently, horror movies that I watch. I do it all, baby. So try to follow me on there, and you won't regret it. And I hope you all smile at some point in this part. Not during this part, but during this whole video. And let us know, man. Let us know what you like. Because stuff like that, we all pay attention to. Like, message us what your favorite horror movie is. Tell us what your favorite part of any episode has been. Whether it's I'm depressed and I have a headache, or fucking cell phone and telescope, which is genuinely my favorite thing about this show. I fucking adored that. I worship that part. That whole ramp between a telescope and a cell phone. I need that as a shirt. I'm dead fucking serious. If Grown Man ever sees this, please make a
Reach out
fucking
to him.
please make a
Send him the
t-shirt,
clip, cut that clip out and send it to him. Say, hey, man.
because that's it. Even
Do it.
just for me. I
You
don't
do
even
that.
want to sell it. I just want it for me. But yeah,
I can make it happen.
but
I gotta put a shirt up soon. I've been waiting.
people
need to
coming
get on
in people coming in my regular Twitch whenever I'm streaming and giving nice,
they
very
come
positive
in?
words. Oh, they
Back
come
door?
in. No, it's always the back door, of course. And they give me such positive feedback about the show. It dude, it fucking, you have no idea. It actually means the world. Not just to me,
Well, it's
but
di-
to these
It's
two dickheads,
different
too.
for you, especially because it's different for you too, because it's not your typical crowd, and you're finding. I'm sure you're probably finding some new faces or some new followers because of it, or and it's going to give you a different perspective. The cool part about the horror community is it's me and Joe, all three of us have harped on before, really early on in on this show's existence, is the horror and the metal community have a really cool bond where it's like we're the outcasts, we're the ones who like society doesn't really want, and what's cool about horror movie fans is like, dude, we look like everybody. Like, I'm a fucking insurance salesman by day, and I swear like a champion, and I tell off-color jokes, and I have a lot of fun in my life, and my friends know that everything I say is because I have a big heart and a smile most of the time, even though I play devil's advocate. I should probably be a lawyer. I'm not that fucking smart. I'm not smart at all, actually.
Objection.
I can't even read things in hand.
Objection. They didn't have cell phones back then.
True. But the point is what I'm getting at is what's cool about the horror community is, they're not far from the video game community. Like, it's, how many kids when they were playing video games 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it's gonna rot your brain. It's never gonna lead to anything. Now people are making millions of dollars playing video games. Like,
True.
I mean, and now people are making millions of dollars or a lot of money doing movie reviews on YouTube. Like, who's to tell you your passion's wrong?
Man.
No, nobody. Nobody's to tell you that. So follow your dreams, follow your passions, and follow and support everybody that's.
You never
in that
realize like how
passion.
true that fucking statement is, by the way. Like, follow
It is.
like what you like or do what you like. You have no idea like how true that is until you actually do it.
You
Granted,
do it.
I can't say like I haven't made a ton on here. Like I've made money on here. Nothing crazy. But it's crazy. It's so cool to be like, dude, I've gotten paid X amount of dollars to sit here and play video games for people and make people laugh.
Dude,
Like,
Joe self-publishes books, makes money, signs books, has a fucking blast, and gets his art in the ether. I have sold fucking t-shirts and 8x10s. Yes, I have sold signed
headshots, boys.
8x10s of me and my tag team partner in wrestling. I'm a fucking nobody.
I don't think I knew
I'm a
that. That's
fucking-
pretty. That's
I'm a fucking
you can sell
absolute
8x10s. Yeah.
Dude, there are
Glossy
kids.
8x10s.
There are little kids that have taken pictures of me that have a signed Eddie Vegas picture on their fucking wall. Like, and I'm still waiting and I get messages from people. Like, I get a lot of messages from people. When are you coming back? Wrestling's coming back. When are you coming back? Like, they've heard that I did a match, and now, like, the rumor mills start going. I know when I'll be back, and I know where I'll be, and I know how much I can handle these days. I can't handle what I was handling because I don't have the passion for it that a lot of other people have, and I have more of a passion for this. This is where I go. Like, this is I don't love as many. I'm not a movie geek. I don't have as many. I don't know every fucking movie that ever existed like some people do. But what I love, and I love to talk about them, as you've probably caught on. That's what I'm good at. So, hey, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ghouls of all kind. This was the Bonded by Horror episode 13. We did Fear Street 1666. We have one more of these left. One more. A big old recap of the whole thing. And that's probably going to be the highest rated one because everybody pretty much just wants to hear the fucking end version of all this. I don't care. Hopefully you watch parts of each one. We love you. Stay bloody, my friends.
Stay bloody.
I'm out of here.
Bye.
Yep.